Chapter 1701. Oh, just kill them. Yang Ming was a little speechless. Kaik really misunderstood his meaning. Previously, Yang Ming said that he didn't want the Qin father and son to appear in front of him in the future. He meant that when Kaik returned to China, he would also take the two of them away. However, he didn't expect that Kaik would order someone to kill the two of them. At that time, Yang Ming thought that since Chen Jia and Chen Fei were old friends, he would let them go in the end. But if they died, they died. These two people deserved to die, so they didn't deserve sympathy. The unlucky Chen father and son. You did a good job. Very good, said Yang Ming. That's good, that's good. Hee, I thought I did something wrong. Kaik breathed a sigh of relief. I have asked the family to count the number, location, and asset composition of all the Douglas Vast hotels in China. I believe there will be results soon, and you can contact Guo Jianchao directly about this, said Yang Ming. Okay, then I won't bother Mr. Yang. Kaik thought, it's better to contact Guo Jianchao. I don't have to be on tenterhooks when contacting Yang Ming directly. At least Guo Jianchao won't do anything to me if he doesn't have Yang Ming's intention. Okay, goodbye. Yang Ming really didn't know what to say. Chen Jia and Chen Xiaolong were killed just like that? Brother Yang, what's wrong? Guo Jianchao was beside Yang Ming. He didn't understand what was going on the phone, so he felt a little strange and asked. Kaik asked someone to kill Chen Jia and Chen Xiaolong and throw them into the sea to feed the sharks. Yang Ming shrugged and said helplessly, I originally meant to let Kaik take them to Europe and disappear from my sight. I don't want to see them anymore, but I didn't expect, ha ha ha. When Guo Jianchao heard Yang Ming's explanation, he suddenly laughed. Brother Yang, the Qin father and son are too unlucky, right? Ha ha ha. That's what I thought as well. But if they die, then so be it. It doesn't matter anyway. Although Yang Ming also felt that the Qin father and son were unlucky, he didn't pity them. This Kaik is even more ruthless. Guo Jianchao sighed. Although I also want to kill Chen Jia, I don't have the guts. Guo Jianchao had always been doing business, so naturally, he wouldn't be involved in these aspects. Yang Ming wouldn't let him do these things either. I'll let Kaik sort out the hotel's information and negotiate with you. You just need to follow up on it. Yang Ming handed the whole thing over to Guo Jianchao. He himself didn't have much time to deal with these things. In the eyes of others, the property rights of all the Douglas Vast hotels in China seemed to be an astronomical amount of wealth, but in Yang Ming's eyes, it was nothing. The acquisition of the Douglas Vast Hotel that had originally caused a sensation in the entire Songjiang business community ended up making everyone's jaws drop. Half a month after the news of the acquisition came out, the Douglas Vast Hotel issued a message in major news media. The Douglas International Hotel Chain Group had transferred the property rights of all the Douglas Vast hotels in China to the Songjiang Mingyang Entertainment Company, Limited, and would gradually change its name to the Songjiang International Hotel within a year. The news was very brief. It didn't explain the reason or the transfer price, but such a short news set off a storm. People who didn't know about it only sighed at the financial strength of the Songjiang Mingyang Entertainment Company, Limited, to be able to complete such a large acquisition at once. Perhaps the acquisition amount had exceeded 10 billion. But in the local business community of Songjiang, they all understood that things were not as simple as they thought. Half a month ago, the Douglas Vast Hotel announced aggressively in the media that it would acquire the Songjiang International Hotel. As a result, half a month later, not only did it not acquire the Songjiang International Hotel, but it was also acquired by someone else. Moreover, this acquisition was not an acquisition in the ordinary sense, but an overall acquisition. The property rights of all the Douglas Vast hotels in China were transferred to the Songjiang Mingyang Entertainment Company, Limited, which was the parent company of the Songjiang International Hotel. What did this mean? It meant that when the acquisition of the Douglas Vast Hotel failed, they had to pay a certain price. Speculation, shock, and panic filled the entire Songjiang business community. Those who originally thought that the Douglas Vast Hotel was backed by an international group and the Douglas family knew at this moment how naive their initial thoughts were. The strength of the Ming-Yang group, perhaps what they saw on the surface was just the tip of the iceberg. Their hidden strength was definitely more than that. Otherwise, how could the Douglas family, who had been working hard for decades, sell all the Douglas Vast hotels in China? This was simply equivalent to driving their business out of China. If they wanted to start from scratch, it was basically a very difficult thing. From now on, the Douglas Vast Hotel would become history in China. The Douglas family had also withdrawn from the stage of China's hotel industry. When this news came out, the leader who was in charge of the investment of the Douglas Vast Hotel was also inexplicable and called Kaik. Mr. Kaik? What the hell is going on? The leader asked, did you encounter any trouble? Do you need me to help you solve it? Is there a hidden story in this? Did the other party use some kind of underhanded method? Do you need me to find someone to investigate? Investigate Yang Ming? Kaik was shocked when he heard this. Oh my god, don't you want to kill me? If you go and investigate Yang Ming, even if you can't find anything, Yang Ming will definitely think that this matter was instigated by me. At that time, he will be angry and raze our Douglas family to the ground. I can't bear his anger. Director Liu, I'm sorry. This is the decision of our family's senior management. It has nothing to do with Ming-Yang Entertainment Company, Limited, Kaik said. Our two sides have a friendly cooperation and a friendly discussion. It's just that our family wants to make business adjustments, so this decision was made. So, it seems that I am oversensitive. Director Liu couldn't say anything more when he heard Kaik say this. He only called out of personal concern. Since this hotel had been built in Songjiang, it didn't matter if it was called the Douglas Vast Hotel or the Songjiang International Hotel. It was Songjiang's industry. It wasn't important who managed it. Kaik hung up the phone and breathed a sigh of relief. Fortunately, Director Liu didn't directly investigate Yang Ming on his own initiative. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to defend himself. He wouldn't even know how he died. After the Douglas International Hotel Chain Group released the news in the media, the Songjiang Ming-Yang Entertainment Company, Limited also released a news confirming the news previously said by the Douglas Vast Hotel. They said that they would complete the renaming of the Douglas Vast Hotel one by one within a year. Although many people were shocked before, after the Ming-Yang Entertainment Company, Limited confirmed it, these people understood that the news was really true. Even Ming-Yang Entertainment confirmed it, so it must be true. Uncle Yang Dashan called. Yang Ming smiled and picked it up. Uncle, what's the matter? You brat, you made Uncle worried. You actually made such a big move. I thought that your hotel was really going to be bought by the Douglas Hotel Group. In the end, you bought them out. That really made my eyes pop out. Yang Dashan was also shocked after seeing the news. He didn't react for a long time until Ming-Yang Entertainment also confirmed the authenticity of the news. Then, Yang Dashan quickly called Yang Ming. It was an impromptu decision. Yang Ming smiled. He did have an impromptu decision. If it weren't for Kaik and Chenjia pressuring him step by step, Yang Ming wouldn't have bothered with them. Impromptu decision? It can't be, right? You're joking with Uncle again. Yang Dashan naturally didn't believe Yang Ming's words. But Uncle is not an unreasonable person. This kind of thing has to be kept absolutely confidential. Uncle also understands. Yang Ming knew that his uncle had misunderstood, but this matter really couldn't be explained. He laughed twice. Oh, Uncle, it's more or less like that. And, knowing that you're fine and have acquired such a big industry, Uncle is relieved. Yang Dashan said, then I won't bother you. You must have a lot of things to do. Okay, then I'll call you again. Yang Ming hung up the phone. Chapter 1702. Not long after his uncle's call, Jing Xiaolu's call also came in. Jing Xiaolu didn't know about the acquisition before. She knew that Yang Ming was going to Yunnan soon, so she couldn't do anything about the Douglas Vast Hotel's pressure on the Songjiang International Hotel. Jing Xiaolu understood that Yang Ming didn't want to care about these things now. Although she didn't agree with the Douglas Vast Hotel's approach, she couldn't say anything. Yang Ming didn't say anything. What else could she do? It wasn't that Guo Jianchao didn't ask her, but Bao Sanli couldn't do anything. However, what Jing Xiaolu didn't expect was that Yang Ming suddenly made such a big move. Until the acquisition was successful, the media only spread the news. She actually didn't know about it before. Anyway, she was now the chairman of Ming Yang Entertainment. Yang Ming actually hid this kind of thing from her. Jing Xiaolu felt a little angry when she thought about it. Those reporters had all called her, but Jing Xiaolu didn't know anything. Jing Xiaolu said that she didn't know, but someone had to believe it. Could those reporters believe it? It couldn't be helped. Jing Xiaolu had to be vague. She said that she would hold a press conference after the matter was dealt with. Only then did the reporters let Jing Xiaolu go temporarily. However, Jing Xiaolu didn't intend to let Yang Ming go so easily. Anyway, I'm his woman. Why didn't he even say hello? Xiaolu. Yang Ming picked up the phone. What's the matter? Yang Ming, what's the matter? The acquisition is such a big thing. Why didn't you tell me? The reporters came to the door, but I didn't know anything. Jing Xiaolu said with some grievance. Ugh, this matter. Yang Ming remembered that Jing Xiaolu was the chairman of Ming Yang Entertainment. He only informed Guo Jianchao, but Jing Xiaolu was still in the dark. No wonder Jing Xiaolu was angry. Why? Do you want to renege on your debt? Jing Xiaolu heard Yang Ming's tone. It seemed that he wanted to shirk his responsibility, so she was a little unhappy. No. Xiaolu, I'm sorry. I just thought of this at the spur of the moment. Yang Ming smiled bitterly. Yesterday, Chen Jie suddenly came to the International Hotel and found Guo Jianchao. He said that he wanted to acquire us. The negotiation date was set for today, so I went over today. Who knew that Chen Jie would be so aggressive? As a result, I acquired them in a fit of anger. This was a last-minute decision, so I didn't inform you. I see. Jing Xiaolu knew Yang Ming. Sometimes, as long as it was not the end of his patience, he would let some people off the hook. Yang Ming said that it was a last-minute decision, so it must be so. Jing Xiaolu was a little embarrassed by her own questioning. Yang Ming, then I have wronged you. I'm sorry. What's there to be sorry about? Yang Ming smiled and said, why are you being so polite with me? You're making it seem like we're not that close. And, then I won't be polite with you. Hurry up and ask someone to explain the acquisition plan to me. I don't want others to ask me if I know anything, said Jing Xiaolu. Okay, I'll let Guo Jianchao handle this matter. I'll ask him to talk to you. Yang Ming said until here and suggested, in the future, Ming Yang Entertainment can set up a separate hotel business management department to manage these hotels. I think Guo Jianchao should be in charge of this. I'll listen to you. I'll discuss with Brother Bao and make arrangements, Jing Xiaolu responded. Guo Jianchao also heard Yang Ming's words, and his face suddenly showed an excited expression. Guo Jianchao was very moved and excited by Yang Ming's high regard for him. It seems that I haven't been loyal to Yang Ming for so long. Yang Ming still thinks about me. When Yang Ming hung up the phone, Guo Jianchao said with some excitement, Brother Yang. I'm afraid that I can't do it, damn. A man better not say that he can't do it. Yang Ming patted Guo Jianchao's shoulder. Ugh. Guo Jianchao sweated. He didn't expect Yang Ming to joke. Brother Yang, I'm really afraid that I can't do it, hee. How do you know that you can't do it if you haven't done it? Yang Ming smiled and said, Bao Sanli is not as good as you. At least you have a professional background. You used to study business management. What about him? Didn't he do well? Then I will try. Guo Jianchao nodded. Don't try. You must do it well, said Yang Ming. Okay, brother Yang, you can rest assured. I will do it well. Guo Jianchao nodded heavily. The acquisition storm caused by the Douglas Vast Hotel ended here. Although this matter became a topic of conversation for some people for a long time, Ong Ming had already returned to a peaceful life again. For Zhao Ying's matter, Yang Ming had not found a suitable way to deal with it. He could not let it go, but he did not know if he should go further, or how to go further. Come to think of it, my feelings for Zhao Ying should be at the same time as Chen Mengyan. If it were not for Zhao Ying's hesitation, the one who would be with me first would be Zhao Ying. However, Zhao Ying also had her own scruples at the beginning. The relationship between a teacher and a student was always a topic to be criticized and a taboo. Zhao Ying resigned and became a student again. The two did not have this obstacle, but because of a series of misunderstandings, the gap between the two people became deeper and deeper. Yang Ming tentatively sent a chat emoji to Zhao Ying, but he did not expect to get a quick reply. What? The relationship between Yang Ming and Zhao Ying on the internet was more and more ambiguous. Yang Ming could always find a suitable topic for Zhao Ying. After all, Yang Ming knew Zhao Ying in reality very well. Why are you online at this time? Yang Ming felt a little strange. It was the afternoon. Zhao Ying should be in class. Haven't you heard that you can hang up on QQ on the phone? Zhao Ying sent a very speechless emoji. I don't know. I only know that you can read novels on the phone. Yang Ming replied. Zhao Ying was also very irritated recently, especially after seeing Yang Ming with Sun Jie that night. She was even more so. She didn't expect that her good friend Sun Jie was actually Yang Ming's woman. Although Zhao Ying had no other thoughts about Sun Jie, she felt a little annoyed in her heart. Why are all my friends related to Yang Ming, but I don't have the slightest progress? Zhao Ying felt that her relationship with Yang Ming was gradually drifting apart. They were no longer as close as they were in Songjiang No. 4 High School. That spring moonlit night could no longer be reproduced. As Yang Ming gradually matured, there were more and more girls around him. Zhao Ying felt that she had no advantage at all. Of course, this was only one of the reasons why Zhao Ying was irritated. The other reason was what made Zhao Ying feel most overwhelmed. Zhao Ying felt that she really seemed to have feelings for, there's no true love in this world. As the content of the two people's chat became more ambiguous, the number of times, there's no true love in this world, called her wife and dear, increased. Zhao Ying wasn't as disgusted as she was at the beginning. Instead, it sounded very comfortable. In order to be able to chat with, there's no true love in this world often, Zhao Ying even installed QQ on her mobile phone. She was online wherever she went. Zhao Ying consciously felt that she wasn't a fickle person. On the contrary, she was very dedicated and persistent. Otherwise, she wouldn't quit her job in school and go to the same university as Yang Ming. However, Zhao Ying's feelings for, there's no true love in this world, were similar to Yang Ming's feelings. Just like when she just liked Yang Ming, she wasn't very sure. This was the most annoying thing for Zhao Ying. How can I be like this? Obviously, I have decided to like Yang Ming for a lifetime, but how can I be tempted by other people? However, it had to be said that sometimes, there's no true love in this world, gave her the same feeling as Yang Ming. Sometimes, Zhao Ying even regarded him as a substitute for Yang Ming. Chapter 1703. Although Zhao Ying knew that this was wrong, sometimes she couldn't help but treat the person she was chatting with as Yang Ming. When she woke up, Zhao Ying felt that she should calm down. Do I really like, there's no true love in this world, or just treat him as a substitute for Yang Ming's feelings? This is a crucial question. If I just treat him as a substitute for Yang Ming's feelings, then it can't be considered that I'm fickle in love. I just have a psychological and emotional illusion. However, what if I like, there's no true love in this world? Was he being suspected of having a foot in two boats? Zhao Ying didn't know who to tell her troubles to. Tell Sun Jie? Of course not. Once she finished talking to Sun Jia, Yang Ming would probably know about it immediately. Zhao Ying didn't think that Sun Jia would hide things from Yang Ming for her. But to tell Wang Xiaoyan? That's even worse. The effect of telling Sun Jia and Wang Xiaoyan was basically the same. She had only 2 good friends in Songjiang, but she couldn't confide in them. Zhao Ying could only keep these things in her heart. Just as she was worried, there's no true love in this world, found her again. Sometimes, Zhao Ying would think, if I just treat, there's no true love in this world, as a substitute for Yang Ming's feelings, then why do I have to hang out with QQ all the time? Zhao Ying was very clear in her heart that, there's no true love in this world, wasn't Yang Ming. It wasn't from the beginning. The 2 people had known each other for a long time, but Zhao Ying didn't want to admit that she liked this netizen whom she had never met. Zhao Ying felt very embarrassed. Am I falling in love with someone else? But thinking about it carefully, the distance between him and Yang Ming was getting farther and farther, while the distance between him and, there's no true love in this world, was getting closer and closer. If this continued, how would he choose? What's the matter? Zhao Ying replied with a message. It's nothing. I haven't seen you for a few days. I miss you. Yang Ming sent a kissing emoji. How many days? It was only yesterday that you didn't come online, okay? Zhao Ying sent a pouting emoji. Yang Ming thought to himself, Zhao Ying remembers clearly. It seems that my plan to pick up girls online has some results. It seems that Sun Jia is right. Online dating is a good way to get Zhao Ying. Really? However, don't people say that 1 day apart is like 3 years apart? Yang Ming said shamelessly. TSK, you don't think about your girlfriend. Why are you thinking about me? Zhao Ying's heart moved, but her hand still sent a message disdainfully. Aren't you my girlfriend? Yang Ming continued to say shamelessly. Me? When did this happen? Why didn't I know? Zhao Ying looked at the message sent by Yang Ming and was shocked. She looked up and looked around. She found that Sun Jia didn't pay attention to her, and no one else was paying attention to her. Zhao Ying was relieved and returned a message to Yang Ming. You didn't object when I called you my wife. Naturally, you are my wife. Yang Ming still said shamelessly. That's because I'm too lazy to correct you every time. Zhao Ying was speechless. There's no true love in this world, is really thick-skinned. He can compete with Yang Ming. Why do I always compare him with Yang Ming? What do I want to do? Zhao Ying's heart became more upset. Although Zhao Ying didn't want to admit it, in fact, she was already a little moved. After a drowsy class, Zhao Ying didn't understand anything. Looking at Xiao Qin, who was a little tired on the podium, Zhao Ying was a little ashamed. Her class was really wasted. Zhao Ying, let's eat together later. Sun Jia packed the textbooks on the table and put them in her bag. She said to Zhao Ying on the side, Qing is also free. No, I have a world economics class in a while. You guys go ahead. Zhao Ying was shocked. She quickly closed the QQ window, looked up, and said unnaturally. In fact, the visible angle of the mobile phone screen was very small, and there was a film on it. It was difficult for the people next to her to see what was displayed on the screen. It was just that Zhao Ying had a guilty conscience. Oh. Well, I forgot that your economics department has the most graduate courses. Sun Jia didn't pay attention to Zhao Ying's little movements. Then another day. Qing and I will go first. I'm starving. I only ate a little noodles at noon. At noon, Sun Jia and Zhao Ying ate Yupo noodles at a new noodle restaurant at the school gate. Although it was delicious, the amount was too little. If they knew, they would have ordered a big bowl. Zhao Ying also put away the textbook on the desk and nodded. I will go first. Sun Jia waved to Zhao Ying. Sun Jia had already regarded Zhao Ying as one of her own. After the dinner that day, Sun Jia also understood Zhao Ying's identity. She knew that she would be with Yang Ming sooner or later, so she didn't treat her as an outsider. Zhao Ying looked at Sun Jia's back and sighed. Sun Jia treated her as a real sister. How could Zhao Ying not know this? Zhao Ying was very grateful to Sun Jia from the bottom of her heart, but at the same time, she was a little worried. She was afraid that Sun Jia would know how she would treat her after she found out that she had fallen in love with an online friend. AI. Zhao Ying grabbed her hair. It's really difficult. Fan Jinja was very upset for a while. He felt that he was fooled by Yang Ming. Last time in the private room of the Songjiang International Hotel, Yang Ming told him that he had offended a vengeful spirit. Fan Jinja believed it at that time. Yang Ming said it with conviction, and he really knew what Fan Jinja was thinking, so Fan Jinja naturally believed in the vengeful spirit. He didn't even bother to please Zhao Ying, and directly stumbled out of the private room. He wanted to hurry back to find a way to crack the vengeful spirit. As a result, when he went out to drive, he was in a trance and even knocked over someone else's car. Fan Jinja couldn't wait for the insurance company to come. He didn't want to stay outside for too long. He felt that it was too dangerous outside, so he privately paid the car owner some money and quickly went home. In his opinion, if he had an accident while driving, it was the vengeful spirit's manifestation. How could he dare to stay for too long? After Fan Jinja returned home, he didn't dare to go out. He stayed at home and searched for information about vengeful spirits on the internet. He really found a lot of web pages about vengeful spirits, but most of them were horror stories and horror movies. Of course, there were a few introductions about vengeful spirits. After Fan Jinja read the introductions, he felt even more terrified. He didn't even dare to go out of the house. He stayed at home and only ate instant noodles and takeout every day. He didn't even go to school or the company. However, Fan Jinja also knew that it was not a good idea for him to stay at home like this. Yang Ming said that the manifestation of this resentful spirit was also different. Some people even died of cancer, but it was not certain how they died. Would he also have some terminal illness? Fan Jinja thought. Thinking of this, Fan Jinja felt that he couldn't continue to stay at home. He should find a hospital to do a full-body examination to see if he was sick. So, Fan Jinja carefully drove out of the house and went to the city's largest Songjiang First People's Hospital. He registered for a full-body examination, paid for it, and started the examination. After a busy day of blood and urine testing, the final result was that Fan Jinja was very healthy. Other than a little kidney deficiency, there were no major problems. Fan Jinja naturally understood what was going on. A while ago, he kept a nightclub hostess and went to have fun every day after school. In many cases, he did it several times in one night. This continued for more than a year. Although Fan Jinja also knew that he couldn't continue like this, he couldn't stop the feeling that made him want to die. It wasn't until he saw Zhao Ying and pursued Zhao Ying that Fan Jinja lost interest in the common woman that he kept. He gave the hostess a sum of money and sent her away. Although Fan Jinja had been crazily nourishing his body for a while, the previous deficit was too serious. It couldn't be replenished just like that. Holding the examination report, Fan Jinja frowned. I am not sick. Could it be that the vengeful spirit hasn't manifested yet? But it has been so many days. It should be time for the vengeful spirit to manifest, right? Chapter 1704. However, even if his body was not sick, it did not mean that the resentful spirit would not take his life in other ways. Fan Jinja still did not dare to take it lightly. He used his connections to find a way and finally contacted a wizard from Mount Wutai, Master Sanjia. This Master Sanjia was said to be very powerful and had lived for more than 150 years. He could reach the heavens and the underworld. He could talk to the gods in the heavens and the evil spirits in the underworld. This Master Sanjia also had deep attainments in slaying demons. It was said that there was once a big boss named Lai Zhangyi who was haunted by a fox spirit, and this Master Sanjia solved it quickly. Otherwise, Lai Zhangyi would have died. All the major hospitals said that he could not be saved, but this Master Sanjia found the root cause at first glance. Fan Jinja heard that Master Sanjia was so powerful, so he quickly found his connections and invited Master Sanjia with a lot of money. Master. Fan Jinja stuffed a red packet into Master Sanjia's hand. Money is just a worldly possession. If you really need me to do it, I will naturally ask you for incense money after the matter is over. But before I do it, I will not accept money, Master Sanjia said calmly. What an expert. Master. When Fan Jinja saw Master Sanjia's sage-like appearance, he couldn't help but nod and praise him secretly. It was not that he didn't find these immortal masters before, but they all demanded a lot of money before they pretended to exorcise him. After a long time, he invited Taisheng Laojun and Tathagata Guanyin. In the end, he didn't feel any changes, so he just said that the resentful spirit in his body had been driven away. Fan Jinja didn't feel any changes. Fan Jinja felt that it was not reliable no matter how he thought about it. Especially when he went to another immortal master after exorcising the resentful spirit. That immortal master heard his story and said that the resentful spirit had returned. The previous immortal master was not powerful enough and needed him to do it again. Fan Jinja was hot-headed at that time and believed it. He spent a lot of money and gave it to that immortal master to help him get rid of the resentful spirit. In the end, that immortal master also invited gods and ghosts. In the end, he roared and said that he had helped him to send the resentful spirit to the 18th level of hell. Fan Jinja thought, since the first celestial master lied to me, wouldn't I have wasted my money? Therefore, he went back aggressively. In the end, the immortal master heard his intention and shouted that Fan Jinja was fooled. Fan Jinja was stunned. Why was I fooled again? So the first celestial master explained that he had already expelled the resentful spirit from Fan Jinja's body. However, Fan Jinja found another half-assed celestial master, and the resentful spirit was put back into Fan Jinja's body because the ritual went wrong. It was reasonable to say that Fan Jinja was a very smart person and would not be fooled by others. However, he was scared silly by Yang Ming. Fan Jinja foolishly believed the words of the first immortal master. Fan Jinja hurriedly asked the first immortal master, "What should we do if the resentful spirit comes back?" The immortal master said, "Forget it, I'll be a good person until the end. I'll help you until the end. Give me a sum of incense money. I'll risk losing my magical power to send the resentful spirit away." Therefore, Fan Jinja believed it again. He once again spent a large sum of incense money and gave it to the first celestial master. The first celestial master performed another ritual and then told Fan Jinja that it was done. The resentful spirit was finally gone. Fan Jinja breathed a sigh of relief. At the same time, he felt indignant. He was annoyed that the second celestial master brought the resentful spirit back to him and made him spend a sum of money for nothing. Therefore, Fan Jinja went to the second celestial master to ask for an explanation. As a result, after Fan Jinja went to the second celestial master, the second celestial master saw that Fan Jinja had returned. Without waiting for Fan Jinja to speak, the second celestial master pointed at Fan Jinja and said, "Wait. Don't speak first. I know why you are here." Fan Jinja was stunned and thought, "You know why I am here? Do you know that your magical power is not enough and I came to find you when the truth was exposed?" However, Fan Jinja still asked, "Then tell me why I am here? Did you go back to the first celestial master again?" The second celestial master looked at Fan Jinja and asked, "Yeah, how do you know?" Fan Jinja was even more puzzled. Did this second celestial master have a similar experience before? Did someone come back from the first celestial master to settle the score with him? Of course, I calculated it. The second celestial master looked at Fan Jinja mysteriously and shook his head regretfully. What a pity, what a pity. It's over, it's over. A good person is over just like that. Fan Jinja listened to the second celestial master's words and was confused. He frowned. What are you talking about? What do you mean by it's over? If you have something to say, can you make it clearer? Who is a good person that is over just like that? Of course, I'm talking about you. The second celestial master shook his head. According to my calculation, after you left my place, you went to the previous celestial master, right? Yeah, so what? Fan Jinja was even more puzzled this time. He did not bother to find trouble with the second celestial master. What do you think? The second celestial master shook his head. What a pity, what a pity. Did you find him to do some ritual again? You, how do you know? Fan Jinja was even more surprised. This second celestial master is so powerful? He can calculate it? Then why isn't my magic power enough? Humph, the resentful spirit in your body is back again. I saw it all. You tell me how I know. The second celestial master pointed at Fan Jinja and said, I spent so much effort to get rid of the resentful spirit in your body, but you got it back again. Ah. Fan Jinja opened his mouth wide and was completely dumbfounded. He was stunned and did not know what to do. Fan Jinja originally came back to denounce the celestial master, but the second celestial master's words were so accurate that Fan Jinja had no choice but to believe that the second celestial master was really powerful. He even deduced that Fan Jinja would go to the first celestial master. Yes, the first celestial master must have cheated me. Damn it, it must be like this. That guy wanted to cheat me of some money, but he did not have enough magic power, so he got the resentful spirit back. Thinking of this, Fan Jinja was shocked and scared. He said repeatedly, Master, what do you think I should do now? What should you do? You can't do anything. The second celestial master shook his head, I can't help you. You can look for whoever you want. Fan Jinja felt that the first celestial master was a liar when he heard that the second celestial master did not say anything like, give me more incense money and I will help you get rid of the resentful spirit again at the risk of losing my magic power. If the second celestial master wanted to cheat me of my money, he could have just said that. Why did he say that he couldn't help? Fan Jinja knelt on the ground. Celestial master, you have to help me. I beg you. I don't care how much money you give me. It's not a matter of money. It's that I have already used a lot of magic power to get rid of the resentful spirit for you today. The second celestial master said, no matter how much money you give me, I don't want to lose more magic power. As soon as the second celestial master said this, Fan Jinja knew that there was a way. It was just that the second celestial master was unwilling to lose magic power, not that there was no way. So Fan Jinja said, Master, saving a life is more meritorious than building a 7-floor pagoda. You see, you are also an immortal. You should know that helping others is the greatest merit, right? After the second celestial master heard Fan Jinja's words, he hesitated for a long time. Then, he nodded and said, okay, then I will help you again. But even if I help, the incense money is indispensable. Of course. Fan Jinja nodded quickly. So, the second celestial master once again helped Fan Jinja get rid of the resentful spirit. After Fan Jinja paid the incense money, he was about to explode. The first celestial master has done me a lot of harm. He almost got me killed. I must not let him go. I must teach him a lesson. After Fan Jinja came out from the second celestial master, he rushed to the first celestial master aggressively. This time, he must expose the first celestial master and get back the money he paid previously. Chapter 1705. Speaking of which, Fan Jinja rushed into the first immortal master aggressively and shouted as soon as he entered, where is he? Come out. Damn it, how dare you lie to me? I think you don't want to continue operating here, right? Fan Jinja was really furious. Just a few trips back and forth, and his bank card was emptied. More than 100,000 yuan was given away. This was the profit of his company for several months. How could he not be distressed when he gave it away just like that? Moreover, they could not drive on this rugged mountain road. Fan Jinja walked back and forth with sheer willpower. If it were not for expelling the resentful spirit, he would not have been able to hold on. But even so, Fan Jinja was so tired that he was panting. His face was pale, and he was so tired that he almost vomited blood. Who is making a ruckus here? The first immortal master knew that Fan Jinja was back, but he still pretended not to know. He walked out mysteriously. When he saw Fan Jinja, he was suddenly shocked and shouted, "Ah! You!" Seeing the expression of the first immortal master, Fan Jinja was even more convinced. He felt that the first immortal master saw that he was back and was here to expose his lies and settle accounts with him. So, he snorted, "Why? Are you surprised to see me?" "Yeah, very surprised." The first immortal master looked at Fan Jinja up and down and nodded solemnly. "Humph, surprised, right? I'm here to find you." "You big liar, give me back my money." Fan Jinja saw that he admitted it, so he was even more confident. "What? What are you talking about?" The first immortal master was stunned and looked at Fan Jinja strangely. "What liar? What money?" "Ah." Fan Jinja was also stunned when he heard the first immortal master's words. "Weren't you very surprised that I was here?" "Yeah." The first immortal master frowned and said solemnly, Why did the resentful spirit in you come back?" "It's you, what? What did you say?" Fan Jinja was stunned. "What do you mean by the resentful spirit in me coming back?" "As soon as you came in and I saw you, I realized that the vengeful spirit in your body had returned. That's why I was very surprised. Otherwise, what did you think?" The first immortal master sighed and said, "This is fate, this is fate." "What nonsense are you talking about? What kind of fate is this?" Fan Jinja snorted, "I'm telling you, old liar, don't fool me with these words. I don't believe you. Hurry up and give me the money you cheated me of." "Sigh. I can return the money to you. After all, the vengeful spirit in your body hasn't been completely driven away yet. So, consider me a failure." The first immortal master said, "However, don't speak first. Let me calculate how the vengeful spirit in your body came back." "Huh?" Fan Jinja was stunned. He saw the first immortal master begin to count with his fingers. After a while, the first immortal master raised his eyebrows and said, "So that's how it is. Did you go to that celestial master again?" "Ah. How do you know?" Fan Jinja was not angry this time, but asked curiously. "Of course, I calculated it." The first immortal master said, "It's my fault for not telling you clearly in advance. You were deceived by him again. His spiritual power is not good enough. The vengeful spirit in your body that I drove away was summoned back by him. You, don't lie to me." Fan Jinja was shocked, but he remembered that the first immortal master said the same thing, so he forced himself to calm down and said, "Impossible. If you say it's impossible, then it's impossible. I will return the incense money from before to you. It just so happens that your life and death has nothing to do with me. After you go back and get killed by the vengeful spirit, you can't ruin my reputation." The first immortal master said, "I will go and get the money for you now." This. Fan Jinja hesitated when he heard the first immortal master say this. That's not right. Now, it seems that the first immortal master is not a liar. Otherwise, why would he return the money to me so easily? Could it be that what he said is true? The vengeful spirit in my body really came back. He is not willing to take responsibility, so he gave the money to me so easily. It must be like this. Thinking of this, Fan Jinja could no longer stay calm and shouted, "Immortal Master, wait. Wait a minute." The first immortal master walked halfway and thought, "I was waiting for you to say this." However, he still turned his head with a puzzled expression. "Is there anything else?" Immortal Master, please save me. Help me get rid of the vengeful spirit. Fan Jinja said quickly, I don't want the money anymore. The first Immortal Master waved his hand and said, I'll return the money to you. Today, I've already made an exception and risked losing my Fa Li to perform the ritual for you twice. However, you just had to go and bring the resentful spirit back. I can't do anything about it. You should find someone else who is more qualified. Immortal Master, don't go. Please don't go. Please save me. I beg you. Hearing the first Immortal Master say this, Fan Jinja no longer had any doubts. He quickly begged, it's my fault. It's my fault, it's not that I don't want to save you. It's just that casting the spell twice in one day is a very exhausting thing to do. The first Immortal Master shook his head and said, I can't cast the spell on you again. I'm not the kind of good person who saves all living things. I'm just a sorcerer who has some spiritual power to make a living. So sorry, I can't help you. As he said this, the first Immortal Master turned and walked into the room, ready to withdraw money for Fan Jinja. Wait. Master, please. How could Fan Jinja let the first Immortal Master go? So, he quickly caught up with him, grabbed the first Immortal Master's clothes and knelt on the ground. Master, I'm willing to pay. I'm willing to pay a lot of money. Please, save me. Only you can save me now, AI. The first Immortal Master looked at Fan Jinja and shook his head. Finally, he sighed and said, humans die for money and birds die for food. If you can take out 100,000 yuan, I'll reluctantly help you perform the spell again. 100,000 yuan. Fan Jinja hesitated. Although the number was a lot, he still gritted his teeth. I have 100,000 yuan, I have. I'll prepare it for you now. Can I pay by card? I don't have that much cash on me. The first Immortal Master nodded and said, of course, you can pay by card. Fan Jinja did not say anything. He swiped the card according to the first Immortal Master's instructions, and then smoothly accepted the first Immortal Master's spell. After the spell was cast, the first Immortal Master was so tired that he was sweating. After sending Fan Jinja away, he closed the door and refused to see anyone else. Fan Jinja came out of the first Immortal Master's room and immediately breathed a sigh of relief. I was almost done for. Luckily, I convinced the first Immortal Master to cast the spell again. However, Fan Jinja was very unhappy that he had to spend so much money because of this. He did not want to find the second Immortal Master to reason with him, but halfway through, he could not help but return to the second Immortal Master. He wanted to find the second Immortal Master to reason with him. At the very least, he wanted to ask for an explanation. He could not just let it go like this. Until now, Fan Jinja still did not understand that the first Immortal Master and the second Immortal Master were actually in cahoots. Back then, the two of them were fellow disciples. They were known as the two scammers of the underworld. Many people were tricked by them, but most people were alert after being tricked once and would not be tricked again. It was rare in the world to be tricked repeatedly like Fan Jinja. He was simply a rare animal. When the second Immortal Master saw that Fan Jinja actually came back again, he was stunned. Did I see wrongly? Why is this kid back again? Could it be that he has not been tricked enough? In this world, there is no one more stupid than him. But no matter why he came back, the second Immortal Master was overjoyed. Another business had come to him. He just called the eldest senior brother and said that this kid threw out 100,000 yuan at once. He is a rich person. This time, the second Immortal Master was ready to rip him off. Thinking of this, the second Immortal Master's eyes turned. He came up with a plan to deceive people in the blink of an eye. Chapter 1706. When Fan Jinja came out of the second Celestial Master's place, the sky was full of stars. The second Celestial Master squeezed another 50,000 yuan from Fan Jinja. Fan Jinja's current savings in his bank account were all squeezed out. After the second Celestial Master sent Fan Jinja away, He closed his door and refused to see anyone else because he knew that Fan Jinja had no more money. It was useless to wait for him to come back, so he might as well close his door and sleep. Fan Jinja was also exhausted. He wanted to continue looking for the first celestial master to judge, but when he passed by the first celestial master's door, he found that the first celestial master's door was already closed. Fan Jinja had to go down the mountain and go home first. After returning home, Fan Jinja carefully thought about what happened today. The more he thought about it, the more he felt that something was wrong. He suddenly realized that he was fooled. It was originally a scam that was easy to see through, but Fan Jinja was fooled by these two so-called celestial masters because he was closely involved. Fan Jinja searched the internet again and found that there were many people who were fooled by these two celestial masters. However, many people woke up after being fooled once, but Fan Jinja was fooled several times. After reading the posts on the internet, Fan Jinja's face turned pale. He was 100% sure that he was fooled. He was fooled so badly that he lost all his current savings. Fan Jinja secretly scolded himself. How could I be so stupid to believe the nonsense of these two guys? Now he was very sure that these two people couldn't see the resentment on him at all. Those words were just nonsense. Thinking of this, Fan Jinja suddenly broke out in a cold sweat. The resentment on my body must still be there. I worked for nothing today. Now Fan Jinja didn't care about money, but the resentment on his body. He decided that this time, he must find a powerful real celestial master for him to take a look. He couldn't just look for one casually anymore. Fan Jinja learned his lesson this time and began to search the internet. After a careful selection, Fan Jinja locked his target on a person called Master Sanjia. Some people on the internet were possessed by evil things, and then looked for Master Sanjia to exorcise them. This person had a good reputation. Therefore, Fan Jinja asked a superstitious business partner in his company to inquire about Master Sanjia. As a result, this business partner had also asked for Master Sanjia's contact information. Fan Jinja was overjoyed when he heard this, and quickly asked his business partner to invite Master Sanjia over. As a result, the previous scene occurred. Experts would never talk about money before performing a ritual. However, the two so-called immortal masters that he had met before were all about money. If he didn't pay them, they wouldn't look. This showed the difference between them. First, tell me what trouble you encountered. Master Sanjia glanced at Fan Jinja and said calmly. Yes, Master. Fan Jinja nodded repeatedly and carefully told Master Sanjia about the resentful spirits that Yang Ming had told him before. Vengeful spirit? Master Sanjia frowned after hearing Fan Jinja's words. What vengeful spirit? Are you sure it's a wraith? Yes, that's what Yang Ming said at that time, said Fan Jinja. According to my current observation, you are not possessed by any wraith at all, and there is nothing strange about you. Master Sanjia looked at Fan Jinja up and down and said, the so-called wraith is probably a lie from that person at that time. Lie to me? Fan Jinja was stunned. He didn't expect Master Sanjia to say this. He was prepared for the situation to worsen, but it seemed that Master Sanjia had simply simplified the problem. Yes, according to what you said, you should have offended this person. That's why this person played you casually. Grandmaster Sanjia said, that's what I think. Of course, you can also think of it as my cultivation being too low to notice anything strange about you. But to be honest, I really don't feel anything wrong with you. This, of course, I won't doubt it. Fan Jinja had already learned about Master Sanjia's reputation before, so he believed in Master Sanjia so much, but why can that Yang Ming accurately say what I think? That's a lot of possibilities. I know some Jianghu people who can guess other people's thoughts from their expressions. This kind of people is similar to us Jianghu sorcerers. They are called fortune tellers. From a person's face, they can know what that person is thinking. Master Sanjia said, there are many fortune tellers in the underworld. The reason why they are so accurate is not because they can calculate, but because they can see what people are thinking from their faces. They can use this to deceive people. Master, you mean that Yang Ming knows fortune-telling? Fan Jinja felt that what Master Sanjia said made sense. I can't be sure about that. Maybe he knows, or maybe he only knows a little about it. I don't know where he learned it from to deceive people. Of course, this is the most likely possibility. Grandmaster Sanjia said, because this is the only reason I can use to explain your situation. Master, then I'm not possessed by a resentful spirit? Fan Jinja naturally believed in the master. When he heard the master say so, he was relieved. I don't think so. Master Sanjia nodded affirmatively. That's great. Thank you, master. Fan Jinja thought, this is a master. He doesn't talk nonsense and doesn't play tricks. He just means it and doesn't take the opportunity to ask for more money. If Master Sanjia lied to him and said that he was possessed by a resentful spirit and asked for a large sum of money after a ritual, he would believe it. However, he didn't do so now. Although he would thank him, he didn't perform the ritual after all, so it was impossible for him to ask for more. You're welcome. It's nothing. Master Sanjia waved his hand. I have a good relationship with your friend, so you don't have to be polite. Yes, yes. Fan Jinja nodded repeatedly. Master, how much incense money do you need? Incense money? Master Sanjia was stunned, then laughed. I didn't perform the ritual. Why would I need incense money? You don't want it? This time, Fan Jinja was really shocked. This Master Sanjia is really a master. He doesn't want money? Why? Do you want to give it to me even if I don't want it? Asked Master Sanjia. When Fan Jinja heard Master Sanjia's words, he thought, you still want it. Since you said so, I'm really embarrassed to not give it to you. It seems that even a master is not an exception. However, before Fan Jinja could speak, Master Sanjia continued, I came here this time mainly to see your friend. I have a good personal relationship with him. If you really want to pay, then reimburse me for my round-trip ticket. As for the hotel, your friend paid for it, so there's no need for it. Fan Jinja nodded. Fan Jinja's eyes widened, and he felt ashamed in his heart. It seems that I really misunderstood Master Sanjia. He simply didn't want money. Fan Jinja naturally couldn't just give Master Sanjia the ticket money. He still took out a deposit book of 100,000 yuan and gave it to Master Sanjia. Although Master Sanjia said that he didn't want it, Fan Jinja couldn't refuse his kindness, so he accepted it. After Fan Jinja sent Master Sanjia away, he was furious. This Yang Ming, he almost tortured me to death with a joke. I didn't dare to go out for so many days, and I was also cheated by those two unscrupulous master immortals. I definitely won't let this go. After knowing that he was not possessed by a resentful spirit, Fan Jinja went to school again and started his plan to pursue Zhaoying again. Fan Jinja still pretended to be very friendly to Sun Jia on the surface, and there was nothing special about her. However, he had secretly decided to teach that Yang Ming a lesson and let him know the consequences of playing with him. Zhaoying. After Sun Jia left, Fan Jinja walked quickly to Zhaoying, who was packing up. There is a world economics class in classroom 303 in a while. Let's go together. Fan Jinja was not a graduate student in the economics department originally. However, he somehow transferred to the economics department and became Zhao Ying's classmate. This time, he followed Zhao Ying wherever she went to class. It seemed that he would not give up if he couldn't pursue Zhao Ying. Chapter 1707. Zhao Ying frowned when she heard Fan Jinja's voice. She was very disgusted with Fan Jinja. Although he had some ability, he liked to brag and was a playboy. It was not a secret among the students that Fan Jinja had kept a bar girl as a mistress. There was no such thing as a secret in the world. Several students who had a good relationship with Fan Jinja had seen the bar girl and even had a meal with her, Therefore, the news quickly spread to everyone in the class. Zhao Ying had an indescribable dislike for Fan Jinja, who was obviously a whore but still pretended to be chaste. He was fundamentally different from Yang Ming. Fan Jinja was a hypocrite, while Yang Ming was a real villain. You go first. I still have something to do. Zhao Ying slowed down her packing speed and said faintly. Hee, it's okay. I happen to have nothing to do. If you have something to do, I'll wait for you. I can accompany you. Fan Jinja was very thick-skinned. He sat on a chair not far from Zhao Ying as he spoke. Zhao Ying was a little speechless. Can't Fan Jinja see my dislike for him? Fan Jinja could naturally see that Zhao Ying didn't like him very much, but in his opinion, it didn't matter. As long as he persevered, he could get the beauty. He was not afraid of being thick-skinned when flirting with girls. After a long time, it would naturally get better. Zhao Ying did not expect Fan Jinja to be like this. She had to pack up her things and walk to the classroom door gloomily. A faint smile flashed across Fan Jinja's lips. He stood up and quickly followed her. He naturally knew that Zhao Ying had nothing to do. The reason why she said that before was to avoid him. But Fan Jinja didn't mind. Isn't Zhao Ying fine now? Zhao Ying naturally didn't want to do anything else with Fan Jinja following behind her. It would be even more annoying. It was better to go directly to classroom 303 and wait for the next class. Although there was still half an hour left, Zhao Ying decided to read in the classroom for a while. Zhao Ying quickened her pace and walked towards the elevator. She wanted to get rid of Fan Jinja, but when she was fast, Fan Jinja was fast too. When she was slow, Fan Jinja was slow too. When the elevator arrived, Fan Jinja naturally went in. This elevator was a public facility, and it was not Zhao Ying's own home. So, Zhao Ying had no reason to drive Fan Jinja out. At this time, many classes had ended. Of course. So. Zhao after the elevator door closed, the man and woman in the elevator began to talk, hee. Is that so? The elevator woman lowered her head shyly after hearing the elevator man's words. Yeah. You are 100 times prettier than the arrogant girl I pursued in reality. If I knew you were so beautiful, I would have pursued you long ago. Why would I pursue that arrogant girl and be ridiculed by her for no reason? The elevator man sighed. You still dare to say that? Didn't I persuade you on the internet a long time ago? Don't be stubborn. You didn't listen to me at that time. Why did you change your mind now? The elevator woman rolled her eyes at the elevator man and said charmingly. He had to admit that the elevator woman was more or less good-looking. Although she was not as good as Zhao Ying, the elevator woman was considered to be above average in this science and engineering school where there were not many beautiful women. By the way, how is the boyfriend you told me about? The elevator man suddenly remembered that the elevator woman had a boyfriend in reality. He felt a little awkward. He is still the same. Didn't I tell you? I always feel like there is something between us. He is also cold and hot to me. There is no big progress. The elevator woman sighed and shook her head. Then, what do you plan to do? Do you still want to continue like this? When the elevator man heard the elevator woman's words, he suddenly felt that there was a way and quickly asked. I don't know. The elevator woman shook her head. Oh. The elevator man hesitated for a moment. Finally, he gathered his courage and said, You and I are lovers in the online game. Why don't we try reality? This. The elevator woman was obviously a little hesitant before. She was a little moved by the elevator man's words. However, as a girl, she still said, The internet is the internet. Reality is reality, right? We have met. Aren't we friends in reality? The elevator man said, not to be outdone. This. It was obvious that the elevator woman had feelings for the elevator man. It was just that things were too sudden. He couldn't accept it. I know I'm saying this out of the blue, but I like you. That's how it is on the internet. After meeting you today, this feeling has extended to real life. I believe you have the same feeling as me, right? The elevator man said affectionately, why don't we go eat something first? You can think about this slowly. You don't have to rush to promise me. How about it? The elevator woman nodded with a blush. However, anyone could see that the elevator woman had agreed. Otherwise, she wouldn't have accepted the elevator man's invitation. Damn, it can't be, right? He got her just like that? Isn't this too amazing? Fan Jinja naturally heard the conversation between the two people. He looked at the aloof Zhao Ying beside him, and then looked at the intimate elevator man and woman next to him. He felt very unbalanced in his heart. Why? They just met, and he already got her. I have worked so hard for so long, but there is no result. This is too unfair. Looking at the elevator man's appearance, he is not particularly handsome. He doesn't have a single branded item on him. How can he get a girl like this? However, when this scene fell into Zhao Ying's eyes, it gave her a different feeling. Zhao Ying even suspected that God deliberately sent this man and woman to appear in front of her to give her a hint. The dialogue and identity situation of this man and woman were actually very similar to the triangle relationship between herself, Yang Ming, and there's no true love in this world. The final outcome of the elevator man and woman was already obvious. The two of them would definitely walk together. How should I choose? Where should I go? This made Zhao Ying's previously wavering heart waver again. The elevator stopped at the 3rd floor. Zhao Ying got out of the elevator. She didn't continue to see what would happen to the elevator man and woman because they had arrived at the classroom. Fan Jinja naturally followed Zhao Ying out of the elevator. However, after the elevator door closed, he said with some disdain, online romance? It doesn't sound reliable. How is it possible? I think that couple is acting, right? They are simply psychopaths. Fan Jinja was jealous of the elevator man, so he said such sour words. However, he didn't expect that Zhao Ying liked the couple very much. Even Zhao Ying herself was deeply troubled by this kind of online romance, so she resonated with him. However, when she heard Fan Jinja actually despised the elevator man and woman and said that they were psychopaths, Zhao Ying was naturally very upset. She glanced at Fan Jinja faintly, didn't say anything, and walked quickly to the classroom. Fan Jinja was stunned. He didn't know how he offended Zhao Ying. Although Zhao Ying didn't talk to him just now, she didn't show any extreme actions. But now, it was obvious that Zhao Ying wanted to get rid of him. Could it be that my words about the elevator man and woman offended Zhao Ying? Zhao Ying knows the elevator man and woman? That's not right. If they know each other, they should talk to each other. Looking at Zhao Ying and the elevator man and woman, it doesn't seem like they know each other. Could it be that Zhao Ying supports the elevator man and woman to be together? Thinking of this, Fan Jinja felt that it was very possible. He quickly caught up with Zhao Ying and said, Zhao Ying, actually, I was just joking. I also like them very much. Zhao Ying ignored Fan Jinja and entered the classroom. She casually found a table for two by the window and sat on the outer side. No one could enter the inner side. Anyway, there weren't many graduate students, and some didn't come to class. It was good enough that half of the classroom was full. The management of graduate students was even more lax than undergraduate students. They didn't have to go to class as long as they had fixed internships and group activities. They just had to finish their papers every semester. It was not mandatory for them to go to class. Zhao Ying really wanted to learn something, so she didn't miss out on any of the lessons. Fan Jinja wanted to sit next to Zhao Ying, but Zhao Ying always chose this seat. He had no choice but to sit behind or beside Zhao Ying. Chapter 1708. After sitting down, Zhao Ying took out the World Economics book from her bag and flipped through it. However, she was still thinking about her relationship with Yang Ming and there's no true love in this world. Fan Jinja originally wanted to find an opportunity to strike up a conversation with Xiao Ying, but when he saw her sitting there reading after entering the classroom, he couldn't find a suitable topic to talk about. He wanted to talk about his studies, but unfortunately, Fan Jinja transferred to the economics department later. He was not familiar with the subjects of the economics department at all. These days, he was troubled by the matter of the resentment spirit, so he didn't have the heart to study. Hence, he didn't understand the world economics at all. Yang Ming, how dare you trick me? I won't let you go. Fan Jinja said in his heart with hatred. However, he also knew that since Yang Ming could treat Sun Jia and Zhao Ying to a meal at the Songjiang International Hotel, he was definitely not an ordinary person. His family conditions must be very good. Fan Jinja didn't necessarily have the ability to find trouble with him. Hence, he couldn't be reckless in this matter. He had to consider it at length. Of course, he had to find out who Yang Ming was first. His first suspicion was that Yang Ming was also a student of Songjiang Industry University, which was why he knew Sun Jia. However, after thinking about it, Yang Ming didn't leave with Sun Jia that day. If Yang Ming was also a student of his university, why didn't he go to the Songjiang International Hotel together? Therefore, Fan Jinja didn't have much hope. He just asked a junior who worked in the student union to inquire about a person. However, the junior was a little busy a few days ago and said that he would call him when he was free. Fan Jinja was not in a hurry because he didn't think that Yang Ming could be a student of Songjiang Industry University. Hence, it didn't matter much if it was a day earlier or later. Fan Jinja's phone rang while he was thinking about how to strike up a conversation with Xiao Ying. It was particularly abrupt in the quiet classroom. Students who were graduate students and could still come to class on time were naturally the kind of students who liked to study very much. Everyone was reading quietly. When they entered the classroom, they would set their phones to vibrate. Hence, Fan Jinja's ringtone was very annoying. Many people looked up and saw the source of the ringtone. They glared at Fan Jinja. Fan Jinja was a little embarrassed. He naturally knew that he had angered the public. He was not the kind of student who liked to study. The reason why he went to the elective class before was to see if he could meet a beauty. He did not expect to meet Xiao Ying. He also knew that it was very impolite to answer the phone in the classroom, but when he entered the classroom, he didn't have the consciousness to turn off his phone, which led to the current situation. Fan Jinja could only make an apologetic gesture, grabbed the phone, and ran out of the classroom. Only then did the people in the classroom lower their heads again and get busy with their own things. After leaving the classroom and walking far away, Fan Jinja looked at the caller ID on his phone. It was actually the junior from the student union that he had asked for help. Hello? Xiao Biao, Fan Jinja picked up the phone. Brother Xia? It's me. When you called me a few days ago, the student union was in a meeting, so I couldn't tell you in detail. I have been busy with this matter for the past few days, so I didn't call you back. You don't mind, right? Xiao Biao said with a smile. Xiao Biao obviously valued Fan Jinja very much. There was a lot of pressure to find a job now, especially for someone like Xiao Biao who had no family background. Although he was an official in the student union, he was not very useful in society. Seeing that his junior year was almost over, and he had to start looking for a job in his senior year, Xiao Biao also paid attention to it. He got to know Fan Jinja through his buddy's introduction. He knew that Fan Jinja had a company outside the school. Although the scale was not big, the benefits were good, and the employees earned a lot. Therefore, he thought that if he could not find a job in the future, he could transition to Fan Jinja's company first. At this time, it was necessary to have a good relationship with him. It's okay. Fan Jinja did not expect Yang Ming to be from the school, so it was unintentional for him to ask Xiao Biao about it. He was not very concerned about it. I just want to ask you about someone. Can you help me ask if this person is from our school? Oh, asking about someone? Easy. What's his name? Is it a man or a woman? Just tell me. I will ask the person in charge of the student union's discipline inspection to check the file. Xiao Biao was relieved when he heard that it was about this matter. This matter was too easy. The student union's discipline inspection department had a file of the entire student dormitory. Every student was registered so that they could check the dormitory. So, as long as they knew the name and gender, it was easy to find out. That's great. It's a man. His name is Yang Ming. Fan Jinja said, he should be about the same age as you and me. I can't tell. Yang Ming? Xiao Biao was stunned. Which Yang Ming? Why? Are there a few people named Yang Ming in the school? Fan Jinja was also stunned. He did not expect Xiao Biao to ask this. In our school's freshman year, there is a person named Yang Ming in the computer science department. He is very famous in our school. He even performed at the art festival. He is the idol of many students in our school. Xiao Biao said, I don't know if you are talking about this Yang Ming. Or is there someone named Yang Ming in our school? Art festival? Is it? Fan Jinja was a graduate student. He basically did not participate in school activities such as the art festival. Such activities were not mandatory for graduate students. They could join in the fun or not. Especially for Fan Jinja, who had a business outside, he would not participate in such activities. Unless it was an activity organized by the graduate school, Fan Jinja generally did not go. So, Brother Zhe, where are you? I will go to the student union now to get the files of the people named Yang Ming. I will show it to you. You will know when you see it, said Xiao Biao. Okay, then I am in the teaching building of the School of Economics, on the 3rd floor. Just call me when you come, said Fan Jinja. Okay, I will come over when I am done. Xiao Biao hung up the phone after he finished speaking. There is really someone named Yang Ming in this school? I wonder if it is that kid. However, Yang Ming was a very common name. Not to mention a school, even a class could have the same name, so Fan Jinja did not take it too seriously. Especially when he heard that the famous Yang Ming was only a freshman, he felt that it was even more impossible for him to be Sun Jie's boyfriend because they were both graduate students. They were several years apart. How could they be lovers? Fan Jinja originally wanted to go back to the classroom, but he thought that Xiao Biao would call him when he came here, so he did not go back. He went to the bathroom and lit a cigarette. Xiao Biao's action was fast. In just over 10 minutes, he called Fan Jinja's phone. Fan Jinja quickly picked up the phone. Xiao Biao, you are here? Asked Fan Jinja. Yes, Brother Zhe. I have reached the 3rd floor of the teaching building of the School of Economics. I am at the elevator. Where are you? Xiao Biao said breathlessly. Obviously, he was very tired. Fan Jinja was quite touched. It seems that Xiao Biao really worked hard for me. I am smoking in the bathroom on the 3rd floor. I will go out now. As Fan Jinja spoke, he threw the cigarette in his hand into the trash can, then turned around and walked out of the bathroom. He said, I see you. Okay. Fan Jinja waved to Xiao Biao at the elevator and walked over quickly. Brother Zhe. Xiao Biao also walked over quickly, then handed a stack of printed information to Fan Jinja. This is the file of the person named Yang Ming in our school. There is one called Yang Ming, the person I was talking about. There is another one who has graduated, and the other one is a postgraduate student who is studying by correspondence. He is not in school at all. Oh, let me see. Fan Jinja was interested in the postgraduate student who was studying by correspondence. Although Xiao Biao said that he was not in school, didn't this coincide with the reason why he did not leave with Sun Jie that day? Chapter 1709. Moreover, he was also a graduate student with Sun Jie, so he had more opportunities to interact with her. Fan Jinja first took out the graduate student's file and looked at it carefully. However, he was a little disappointed at first glance. He has been working for several years? Yeah, this is a correspondence course student. He came back to graduate school because of work. Xiao Biao nodded. Why? Is it not him? Fan Jinja carefully looked at the 1-inch photo in the file, then shook his head. It's not him. They look so different. It's like they are polar opposites. One is fat, and the other is thin. Oh, then why don't you take a look at the others? Maybe they're all graduates? Xiao Biao asked. Well, I'll look at the graduate again. It's possible that he is a graduate. Fan Jinja opened the file of the graduate, Yang Ming. At first glance, he sweated profusely. Why is this person a woman? Woman? Xiao Biao was also stunned, then said, I didn't look at it at that time. I just asked the student union to bring the files of all the people named Yang Ming in the school. I don't know if it's a man or a woman. Forget it. Let's look at the last one. It's probably not him. Fan Jinja shook his head helplessly. The last one is the famous person in our school, Yang Ming. Brother Zhe, have you really not heard of this person? Asked Xiao Biao with some doubts. I really haven't heard of him. Fan Jinja shook his head. You know that I rarely participate in school activities. I didn't even participate in that art festival. This person may be the person you are looking for, said Xiao Biao. It's unlikely. His age doesn't match. He is only a freshman. Fan Jinja thought, how can Sun Jia find a boyfriend who is a few years younger than her? I see. Xiao Biao didn't quite know the age of the person Fan Jinja was talking about, so he just nodded. Hey. Fan Jinja opened Yang Ming's file, but he was obviously stunned. It can't be. It's really this kid? Although there was only a 1-inch photo inside, Fan Jinja still recognized Yang Ming at a glance. As the saying goes, when enemies meet, their eyes are especially sharp. He recognized that this person was his enemy Yang Ming at a glance. Really? Brother Zhe, you found the kid you were talking about? Xiao Biao was stunned when he heard Fan Jinja's words, then he was delighted. It seemed that he had done a good job this time. Brother Zhe could also remember his good deeds. Otherwise, even though he had helped Fan Jinja with all his heart, if he could not find the person Fan Jinja was looking for, Fan Jinja would not be very grateful to him. Fan Jinja would only thank him verbally and then forget about it. That would not achieve any effect. Yes, that's him. But why is he only a freshman? Moreover, you said that he was the most popular idol at the art festival? Fan Jinja couldn't believe his eyes. Isn't this too outrageous? How could this person be Sun Jia's boyfriend? One was a first-year student, while the other was a graduate student. There was a difference of several years between them. Although it's popular to date younger men, Sun Jia doesn't look like that kind of person. Yes, Brother Zhe, it's this person. He was the most popular at the art festival. He performed a martial arts program previously and received endless applause. Then, under the strong request of the audience, he performed a poetry recital with his girlfriend. It also received a great response, Xiao Biao explained. Girlfriend? Sun Jie? Fan Jinja asked subconsciously. Sun Jie? Who is Sun Jie? Xiao Biao was also stunned. Didn't you say that he performed a poetry recital with his girlfriend? Fan Jinja asked. Yeah, isn't that right? Xiao Biao didn't understand Fan Jinja's meaning. Isn't Sun Jie his girlfriend? Didn't he introduce her beforehand? Fan Jinja asked curiously. Sun Jie? No, Yang Ming's girlfriend is called Chen Mengyan. This is a well-known fact in the school. Why? Don't you know? Xiao Biao also looked at Fan Jinja strangely. Chen Mengyan? Isn't it Sun Jie? Fan Jinja frowned. It's Chen Mengyan. She is also in our school. She is a first-year student in the economics department. Xiao Biao said, if you are not in a hurry, I will find the video of the last art festival for you when I go back. Then, I will email it to you on the internet. You will know when you see it. Okay, my phone can receive the video. You can send it to my phone's 139 mailbox when you go back. Fan Jinja nodded and said. Brother Zhe, is there anything else? If not, let's go for a meal together. Xiao Biao asked. I can't eat today. I still have a class to teach. I will treat you another day. You have helped me so much. How can I let you treat me to a meal? Fan Jinja laughed. Okay, let's talk about it another day. Xiao Biao didn't insist on eating with Fan Jinja. He just wanted to improve their relationship. He nodded, then, I will go back and work on the video. I will cut out the video about Yang Ming and send it to you. Okay, then I will trouble you. Fan Jinja nodded. Fan Jinja sent Xiao Biao away and returned to the classroom. It was almost time for class. The lecturer had already arrived. The students studying in the classroom had also started to change the textbooks on the table and were ready to start class. Seeing that the seat in front of Zhao Ying had been taken by a girl with a pockmarked face, Fan Jinja frowned. Why is she so blind? I just left for a while and she already took my seat. There is no one here, right? Can I sit here for a while? Fan Jinja walked in front of the pockmarked face girl and pointed to the seat next to her. Ah! The pockmarked face girl looked up in surprise. She was a little surprised to see the handsome and charming Fan Jinja. Could it be that he likes me and wants to pursue me? Thinking of this, the pockmarked face girl suddenly felt excited. She knew very well what she looked like. However, in this science and engineering school where there were very few girls, she was considered average. There were also many pursuers. However, she didn't like those who pursued her. Those who she liked would go after prettier ones. This time, she was naturally overjoyed when a handsome man like Fan Jinja, who was obviously superior at first glance, took the initiative to strike up a conversation with her. However, out of a girl's reservedness, she deliberately said, sit here. This seat is reserved for one of my good sisters. Fan Jinja heard the girl's coquettish voice and felt a chill. He thought, motherfucker, who wants to sit at the same table with you? If it weren't for the pursuit of taking care of each other, would I be sitting here? He frowned. Just as he was about to change to the empty seat closest to Zhao Ying, he heard the pockmarked face girl say, however, she doesn't seem to be coming today. Then, you can sit here. Fan Jinja saw that the girl was very coquettish, so he didn't really want to sit here. However, he didn't expect the girl to stand up first before he answered, indicating that he could go in and sit. Fan Jinja was in a dilemma for a while. If I sit, I will hate this girl a little. If I don't sit, she has already stood up. If I don't sit, it will be a little inappropriate. After all, I asked for it first. Fan Jinja hesitated and had to sit down. The girl was waiting for Fan Jinja to talk to her after he sat down. However, after waiting for a long time, the professor in front had already started the lecture, but Fan Jinja was still indifferent. The pockmarked face girl finally couldn't wait any longer. As the saying goes, fight for your own happiness. This is a rare opportunity, so I have to cherish it. Looking at the boy, he seems to be very shy. He may have exhausted all his strength to take the initiative to ask to sit here. He is too embarrassed to talk to me if he sits here. I have to be considerate of him. So, she pretended to be very generous and said, are you a graduate student in the economics department? Why haven't I seen you before? Oh. I just transferred here not long ago. Fan Jinja saw that the pockmarked face girl was talking to him, so he was a little reluctant to answer. However, he thought that they were all classmates, and they were sitting together. It wouldn't be good if he ignored her. It would make him seem too arrogant. Zhao Ying was sitting behind and looking at him. It wouldn't be good if she had negative thoughts. So, he still answered. Chapter 17:10. I see. I was wondering. My name is Li Xiaomei. What about you? The pockmark-faced girl introduced herself shyly. Fan Jinja. Fan Jinja replied faintly. He thought, pretty. I think you are more like Li Xiaoma. Your face is full of pockmarks, and you look like a steamed bun. It affects my visual nerves. Wow, your name sounds like a Korean star. The pockmark-faced girl, Li Xiaomei, said infatuatedly, Are you Korean? No. Fan Jinja thought, why are you so talkative? Then are you Korean? Li Xiaomei continued to ask. No. Fan Jinja was a little angry. It's class time now. We should pay attention in class, right? Oh, that's right. When Li Xiaomei heard Fan Jinja's words, she thought that Fan Jinja was a good student who excelled in both moral and academic performance, so she stopped talking. Instead, she smiled and said, Okay, let's listen to the class first. What's there to talk about? Fan Jinja frowned secretly. Not long after, Fan Jinja's mobile phone vibrated twice. When he entered the classroom, he deliberately turned his mobile phone to vibrate mode to avoid being despised by others. Fan Jinja took out his mobile phone and glanced at it. It was an email from Xiao Biao. Fan Jinja opened the inbox and found that it was a video file. It had been compressed into a small MP4 format. Xiao Biao was more considerate. He was afraid that the mobile phone would not support a file that was too big. Fan Jinja plugged in the mobile phone's headphones, put on one ear, and clicked the play button. The video began to play. The recording wasn't very clear. After all, the student union wasn't a professional camera organization. The equipment they used was also an ordinary digital camera, so the angle wasn't very good. However, they could still clearly see Yang Ming's face. Motherfucker, it's this kid. If the 1-inch photo was not very clear, Fan Jinja was completely sure in this video. The person in this video was exactly the same person he saw in the Songjiang International Hotel's private room that day. Furthermore, the way he spoke and the way he teased others was exactly the same as that day. Fan Jinja was even more annoyed when he heard this guy humiliating Ren Jianren and Li Jiasheng. If I knew that this guy was such a talkative person, why would I believe him? What vengeful spirit. It's all nonsense. Not only did I have to worry for nothing, but I also wasted so much money. This brat was obviously a liar who didn't even have a draft before he opened his mouth and spouted nonsense. This was the video of Yang Ming's previous martial arts performance. Fan Jinja did not watch it. After a few glances, he clicked on Yang and Chen Mengyan, com. Fan Jinja frowned as he muttered to himself. Could it be that Sun Jie deliberately found this Yang Ming to tease me? Is. Fan Jinja believed that Sun Jie had no reason not to know about holding hands with his girlfriend in public in school. In this case, the only thing he could think of was that Sun Jie, the shrewd girl, deliberately found Yang Ming to play with him. Damn, I thought he was Sun Jie's boyfriend. It seems that is not the case. I was almost fooled by him. Fan Jinja watched this video and naturally thought that Yang Ming's girlfriend was definitely Chen Mengyan. Even Xiao Biao said so, so it was definitely not wrong. In this case, I can just find an opportunity to retaliate against him. I don't have to care about Sun Jie's face. This Chen Mengyan looks so fresh. It's just that there is a big age gap between us. I should just focus on chasing after Zhao Ying. Otherwise, I can go and mess with Yang Ming. It's not bad to pretend to be a love rival. I'm just afraid that Zhao Ying will misunderstand. That would be disadvantageous to me. Yang Ming sent a message to Zhao Ying. He waited for a long time, but Zhao Ying did not reply. I only said a few words to Zhao Ying, and there was no response from her side. Yang Ming naturally knew what Zhao Ying was thinking. He knew that she was struggling in her heart and that it was difficult for her to make a choice. It was no wonder. After all, this kind of online dating was not as reliable as reality. Moreover, Zhao Ying was not sure whether she liked his identity as an online friend or the feeling that there's no true love in this world gave her was more similar to Yang Ming. What's wrong? Why are you not talking? Yang Ming sent another message to ask. Zhao Ying felt her phone vibrate. She took it out and looked at it. It was a message from, "There's no true love in this world." She hesitated and replied, "I'm in class. Let's talk later." "Okay, then you go to class. I won't disturb you." Yang Ming did not rush her. He gave her time to choose and consider. At this moment, Yang Ming had a feeling that he was poaching his own woman. This feeling was a little excited and a little worried. Since he could poach his own woman, why couldn't others do the same? However, after a little hesitation, Yang Ming was relieved. The reason why he could poach his own woman was that the person Zhao Ying liked was Yang Ming, and the feeling he gave her was very similar to Yang Ming. This kind of sixth sense brought about psychological cues that others could not bring. Therefore, Yang Ming was not worried about being poached by others. No matter how one pretended, it was impossible to pretend to be another person. There would always be a subtle difference. The seemingly subtle difference could lead to completely different results. Since Zhao Ying said so, Yang Ming minimized the chat window with her and casually browsed the web. Recently, the local news on the internet was about the Songjiang International Hotel's acquisition of the Douglas Vast Hotel. Some so-called experts began to jump out and analyze the inside story of this acquisition case. The imagination of these experts was rich. The inside story that even Yang Ming himself did not know was actually dug up by them. Each of them analyzed it clearly. Things like traitors, informants, and the change of power seemed like a business war novel. Fuck, isn't this too unreliable? Yang Ming looked at the inside story of an ordinary acquisition case that was analyzed by them. He sighed. It's a pity that these people don't write web novels. Their talents are buried. Yang Ming dared to guarantee that if these people were to write web novels, Chidian City's boss would definitely be picked by them. What Brother Guanwen, Brother Rebirth, and Brother Ambiguous would all step aside. In the future, it would be Brother Merchant's world. But fortunately, no one guessed the real reason for this acquisition case. That was, Yang Ming temporarily scared Kaik. As a result, this acquisition case was completed. It was just that even if someone knew the truth and said it, no one would believe it. This was the case now. The truth that was closest to the truth, but no one believed it. Those fabricated myths and unreliable truths were pursued as the truth. Yang Ming shook his head and closed the unreliable truth analysis on the web. However, let them make it up. Yang Ming didn't intend to refute the rumors. The more the news was hyped, the higher the popularity of the Songjiang International Hotel would be. It would save advertising money. The phone on the table rang. Yang Ming glanced at the phone number. It was an unfamiliar number. Yang Ming picked up the phone, but there was a hurried female voice on the other side of the phone. Brother Yang. Is this Brother Yang? It's me. Who is this? Yang Ming frowned. The voice on the other side of the phone was familiar, but it might have changed because of nervousness. It made it difficult for Yang Ming to distinguish. Brother Yang, this is Wang Mei. The female voice on the other side of the phone said. Wang Mei. Oh, it's you. Yang Ming was stunned. He immediately thought of who this Wang Mei was. She was Huang Leilei's good friend and Zhang Bin's lover. Brother Yang, is it convenient for you to talk? Wang Mei seemed very nervous. What's wrong? If you have something to say, just say it. Yang Ming frowned. Why did Wang Mei call me? I don't seem to have any contact with her, right? Brother Yang, something happened to Zhang Bin. As Wang Mei said this, her voice became more anxious. Brother Yang, you have to save him. Chapter 17:11. Did something happen to Zhang Bin? What happened? Yang Ming's heart tightened. Yang Ming naturally didn't want to care about Wang Mei's bad things, but when he heard that Zhang Bin had an accident, Yang Ming suddenly became nervous. Zhang Bin was his best friend since high school. He was also one of Yang Ming's best friends before he became rich. A while ago, when Yang Ming came back from Europe, he even looked for him to have a meal together. How did something happen? To be exact, something happened to Uncle Zhang, Zhang Bin's father. Wang Mei said, "Brother Yang, I haven't dared to tell Sister Cici about this. I think only you can help Zhang Bin. You didn't tell Zhao Cici? Only you know?" Yang Ming frowned. It wasn't because he didn't trust Wang Mei. No matter what, Wang Mei was also the woman of Huang Leilei's friend, Zhang Bing. Therefore, although Yang Ming's impression of Wang Mei wasn't very good, he didn't think that she would deceive him. "It's Zhang Bin took me out privately. I didn't dare to tell Sister Cici. I was afraid that she would be unhappy." Wang Mei quickly explained. "What do you mean? You have to make it clear. What the hell is going on? You don't make it clear. It makes me confused. What happened to Zhang Bin and Uncle Zhang? What happened?" When Yang Ming heard Wang Mei mention some meaningless things incoherently, he quickly interrupted her and asked. "Oh, okay. Wang Mei was a little embarrassed, so she said briefly, "This is the case. A while ago, Uncle Zhang's jewelry company was invited by the International Jewelry Festival to participate in the International Jewelry Festival. Brother Yang, you and Zhang Bin's company is also a jewelry company, so Uncle Zhang wanted to take Zhang Bin and Sister Cici together. But when Zhang Bin left, the company was too busy. Sister Cici didn't go, and Zhang Bin took me privately. Of course, we didn't tell Sister Cici about this, and we didn't dare to tell her. Then, get to the point." Yang Ming reminded her not to always talk about the things between her and Zhao Cici. Everyone knew about these things. There was no need to be so detailed, and Yang Ming didn't want to care about other people's family affairs. This International Jewelry Festival is held in Las Vegas, so we went to Las Vegas together. In the beginning, when Uncle Zhang saw that Zhang Bin took me, he wasn't very happy, but later I was more obedient, so Uncle Zhang acquiesced." Wang Mei explained. Yang Ming was speechless. He thought, "You don't have to tell me if you are obedient, right? Uncle Zhang's impression of you has changed. This has nothing to do with me. What I care about now is what happened to Zhang Bin." However, Yang Ming probably understood Wang Mei's character. He knew that it didn't make much sense to interrupt her, so he could only continue to listen to her, and then? The jewelry festival is only held during the day. It ends at 4:00 in the afternoon every day, so there is a lot of time in the evening to make your own arrangements. Wang Mei said, "Uncle Zhang said that this is a gambling city. He had never seen a real luxury casino before. He just saw it on TV, so he wanted to take Zhang Bin to see it." Zhang Bin also went to the casino when he was in Macau, but the casino in Macau is still worse than Las Vegas. After all, Las Vegas is a world-famous gambling city. And then? Yang Ming continued to ask while holding back his temper. "Brother Yang, you know, in Macau, Leilei and I are very good, so I have no interest in the casino. I also know that there are other services in addition to gambling. With me there, Uncle Zhang definitely can't play freely, so I didn't go and let the two of them go." Wang Mei said, "Now I really regret it. I shouldn't have thought so much. If I went with them, there wouldn't be so many things. What the hell happened?" Yang Ming was really anxious. Could it be that Zhang Bin and Uncle Zhang had an accident on the way to the casino? The two of them went to gamble on the first day. They were fine when they came back, but the next day, they were a little dejected. I asked Zhang Bin what happened, but he didn't say. He just said that he lost some money. Wang Mei said, "As a result, they called me on the third day, which was yesterday, saying that they had lost all their money, but they still owed a lot of money. The casino detained them there and didn't let them come back. They asked someone to send the money over. I didn't know who to tell. Thinking about it, only Brother Yang can help. Yang Ming frowned. I can help? When I showed my power in Huang Leilei's casino, Wang Mei didn't seem to know. Huang Leilei shouldn't have told her about this, right? Why is Wang Mei so sure that I can help? When she heard that Yang Ming didn't speak, Wang Mei thought that Yang Ming didn't want to care, so she quickly said, Brother Yang, I beg you. I beg you. Save Zhang Bin. I will lend you the money first. In the future, Zhang Bin and I will work hard to return it to you. Yang Ming, I beg you. Their people are very rude. They said that if you don't send the money over tomorrow, they will cut off both Zhang Bin and Uncle Zhang's hands. Cut off both hands? They are quite unscrupulous, right? Yang Ming was a little surprised. Generally, regular casinos would not use such extreme violent means. After all, although casinos were involved in some underworld activities, there were also regulatory agencies above. It was impossible to let them do whatever they wanted. Yes, yes. Zhang Bin and the others gambled until their eyes turned red. In the end, they gambled with both hands. Wang Mei explained carefully. Damn. Yang Ming couldn't help but want to curse. This couldn't be blamed on the casino. When the guests gambled, there would naturally be additional conditions in many cases. When they gambled until their eyes turned red, they gambled on real estate, companies, and even wives and children. Didn't Lan Ling's father sell her to the bath center in exchange for money? The gambler's heart was very strange. When they lost to a certain extent, they couldn't extricate themselves. They knew that what they were doing was wrong, but they couldn't help but continue to gamble. They hoped that the god of luck would come to them and they could make a comeback at once. However, the result of this was often to lose everything, and their wives and children would be separated. When they had nothing, it was possible to bet their hands, feet, and even their lives. Of course, this kind of gambling was also under the condition that both parties were willing. Some gamblers liked to play exciting games. When they saw others betting on their hands and feet, they would gladly accept it. The casino would not interfere. For this kind of thing, they would turn a blind eye. Of course, it couldn't be ruled out that someone colluded with the casino's dealer to frame the guests so that they could cheat a lot of money. Yang Ming still didn't know the situation of Zhang Bin and Uncle Zhang, so he couldn't judge the conclusion of the matter. However, it must be that Zhang Bin and Uncle Zhang lost until their eyes turned red, so they made this decision. Zhang Bin, Zhang Bin, what should I say to you? Yang Ming sighed helplessly. If something happened to Zhang Bin, I will definitely take care of it. Yang Ming was a person who valued relationships very much. Not to mention Zhang Bin, even Tian Donghua whom he met later. Yang Ming knew that Wang Shui had harmed him, but he still let Wang Shui go because of Tian Donghua's face. Tian Donghua's father, Tian Long, was the same. Therefore, for Zhang Bin, his best friend since high school, Yang Ming wouldn't ignore it. It was just a question of how to take care of it. Brother Yang. When she heard Yang Ming say damn, Wang Mei felt a chill in her heart. Is Yang Ming not going to take care of this matter? Fortunately, Zhang Bin still has some feelings and didn't take you out. Yang Ming said faintly, where are you? How much does he owe? I'm at the hotel arranged by the Jewelry Festival event group, the Douglas Vast Hotel. It's very famous. Even taxi drivers know it. Wang Mei said, as for how much Zhang Bin owes, he didn't say in detail. The people in the casino asked me to go over and say it. I'm afraid. I didn't dare to go. Wang Mei was also loyal to Zhang Bin. When she knew that Zhang Bin was in trouble, she didn't run away alone. After all, if Zhang Bin and Uncle Zhang didn't have money, Wang Mei was likely to be caught to offset the debt. Zhang Bin's deep affection for her wasn't in vain. Douglas Vast Hotel? Yang Ming was dumbfounded. Douglas Vast Hotel again? But fortunately, it wasn't the Douglas Vast Hotel that scammed Zhang Bin. Otherwise, he might have to call Kaik back and continue to acquire his hotel in Las Vegas. Chapter 17:12. Yes. I heard that Song Jiang also opened one. When Wang Mei left, the Douglas Vast Hotel had not yet been acquired by the Song Jiang International Hotel. This news was spread after they left. It was normal that they didn't know about it. Okay, you wait for me. I will rush over as soon as possible. Yang Ming comforted, you don't have to worry. Since they want money, they naturally won't do anything to Zhang Bin. You don't have to rush to the casino to find them now. Try to contact them and tell them that you are raising money from the country. Delay them first. Wait for me to go over. Okay, Brother Yang, I got it. Thank you. Wang Mei said gratefully. You don't have to thank me. With my relationship with Zhang Bin, there is nothing to thank me for. As for you, I have changed my impression of you this time. Follow Zhang Bin well. Your choice is not wrong. Yang Ming said faintly. He also made some hints to Wang Mei. Although Yang Ming knew that Wang Mei did not leave by herself in this situation, it was obvious that she had feelings for Zhang Bin. However, he was still afraid that she would do something irrational, so he hinted to her. Before Yang Ming went to Yunnan, he naturally had to give away the jewelry company. This target was naturally Zhang Bin, so it was also a reminder to Wang Mei that even if Zhang Bin had no money now, she should not look down on Zhang Bin. For a gold digger like Wang Mei, Yang Ming felt that it was still necessary to say a sentence. If there is something wrong, change it. If there is nothing wrong, continue it. After hanging up the phone call with Wang Mei, Yang Ming rubbed his temples. This Zhang Bin, when did he get addicted to gambling? Or was he suddenly pulled by Uncle Zhang, and the result was that he lost too much? If it was the first case, it would be difficult for him to stop gambling. If it was the second case, I believe that after this incident, he would never dare to touch gambling again. As for how much money Zhang Bin owed, Yang Ming did not care. Yang Ming had plenty of money. If he did not have enough, he could extort some from the local Douglas Vast Hotel. It was just a phone call. He believed that Kaik would be happy to sponsor. Before going to Yunnan, Yang Ming did not intend to leave the range of Songjiang, but he did not expect that the plan would change so quickly. It happened so suddenly that Yang Ming had no other way. First, he called Bao Sanli and asked him to help him book the fastest ticket from Donghai to Las Vegas. Then, he sent a text message to Chen Mengyan, telling her that Zhang Bin had an accident in Las Vegas, and he had to rush there. Chen Mengyan also knew that Zhang Bin went to Las Vegas. She and Lin Jian were also members of the jewelry company, so she quickly texted back to ask Yang Ming what happened to Zhang Bin and if it was serious. Yang Ming didn't want her to worry, so he just said that Zhang Bin had a problem with the funds there, and he had to deal with it himself. Chen Mengyan saw Yang Ming say so, and didn't say much. She just told Yang Ming to be careful. She was already used to the days when Yang Ming was always running around and was often not at home. On the contrary, recently, Yang Ming stayed at home all day long, which made Chen Mengyan wonder if Yang Ming had encountered something. Before Chen Mengyan could ask, Yang Ming's matter came again, and he went out. This also made Chen Mengyan's worry disappear. Yang Ming didn't expect that Zhang Bin's accident would solve a big problem for himself. If Chen Mengyan didn't ask, he really couldn't explain why he had been staying at home with them. After Yang Ming and Chen Mengyan finished talking, he sent a text message to Xiao Qing, Sun Jia, Jing Xiaolu, and Wang Xiaoyan. As for Zhou Jiejia and Lin Jian, Chen Mengyan was with them, so she would naturally tell them. Yang Ming wasn't worried. However, in the text message to them, he didn't mention Zhang Bin in detail. He just said that he had something to do and had to go out. After thinking about it, Yang Ming sent a text message to Zhao Ying. Although Yang Ming felt that it was best not to provoke Zhao Ying during this time, it was best to let her forget about him and develop an online relationship with "There's no true love in this world" on the internet. But when he thought that he was going out, even if it was a friend, it was still necessary to inform her. Zhao Ying was listening to the class, and the phone in her pocket vibrated twice. Zhao Ying thought that it was a message from "There's no true love in this world." She frowned and took out the phone, but she didn't expect it to be a short message. However, when she saw the sender of the message, Zhao Ying was stunned. It was actually from Yang Ming. "I haven't been in contact with Yang Ming for a while, right? Why did he suddenly send a text message at this time?" Zhao Ying quickly pressed the read button, but she only saw Yang Ming telling her in a very plain tone that he was going abroad, and he wouldn't turn on his phone recently. She didn't have to worry about it. What does this Yang Ming mean? "I've been back for so long, but I just ate a meal, and he didn't contact me again. I took the initiative to look for him. Does he no longer have that kind of feeling for me?" Zhao Ying looked at Yang Ming's plain text message, and her heart began to be upset again. As a matter of fact, Yang Ming and I shouldn't have been together. From the first moment of rejection, perhaps today's result was destined. If I miss it, it won't be together anymore. No matter how I make up for it afterward, I've missed it after all. Especially Yang Ming now had so many beautiful women around him. He didn't lack Sister Zhao Ying. The relationship between the two people was really getting weaker and weaker. Zhao Ying sighed and replied in a very plain tone, "Be careful. Contact me again when you are back in China." Also seeing Zhao Ying's plain tone, Yang Ming's heart was slightly disappointed. Could it be that Zhao Ying has fallen in love with "There's no true love in this world"? But then, Yang Ming secretly sighed that he was crazy. Isn't "There's no true love in this world" also me? I just dug my own corner. What's there to be disappointed about? After contacting Zhao Ying, Wang Xiaoyan called back. "Yang Ming, what's the matter? Is the plan ahead of schedule?" Wang Xiaoyan's tone sounded a little anxious and worried. "No." When Yang Ming heard Wang Xiaoyan's question, he knew that Wang Xiaoyan misunderstood. She thought that he was going to implement the dangerous plan ahead of schedule. "It's a friend of mine. He owed some gambling debts in Las Vegas and was detained. I'm going to deal with it." "I see." Wang Xiaoyan was relieved when she heard that it wasn't a big deal. For this kind of thing, just send an underling to do it. There's no need for you to go personally. It's not easy for you to rest at home for a while, and you still want to go out? If you don't trust others, I can go personally. Hee, look at what you're saying. I'm just going to solve the problem, not to kill people. What are you going to do? Yang Ming smiled. Don't you want to save your friend? Asked Wang Xiaoyan. I have to see the specific situation to know. If they are unlucky and lose money, it's not other people's fault. Yang Ming said, it just so happens that I've been at home for too long. I think many people are suspicious. It's easier to go out. That's true. That's fine. Go and come back quickly. Be careful. Wang Xiaoyan said, right, have you told Victoria? That's not true. You can tell her. Yang Ming had forgotten about Victoria. Okay, then I'll tell her. Wang Xiaoyan agreed. As for Huang Lele and Suya, they were both flying people. He didn't know where they were at the moment. Yang Ming didn't have to specifically tell them. Not long after Wang Xiaoyan's call, Jing Xiaolu's call also came. She was also a person who knew the truth. She thought the same as Wang Xiaoyan. She directly asked if Yang Ming was going to leave. Yang Ming had to explain with the same statement. Jing Xiaolu was relieved. Yang Ming thought that he didn't send a few words to save trouble, but it actually caused such a big reaction. He smiled bitterly and shook his head. Sun Jia and Shao Qing quickly replied to the text message. Obviously, they were accustomed to Yang Ming often going out. They just told Yang Ming to be careful and didn't say much. As for his parents, Yang Ming personally called them, but he told them about the jewelry festival. Zhang Bin was there, and he was going to take a look. He didn't specifically say that Zhang Bin had an accident. When they heard that it was a company matter, Yang's father and mother Yang didn't say anything. Chapter 17:13. Zhao Ying absent-mindedly flipped through the world economics textbook in front of her. She was still thinking about Yang Ming. What kind of position does Yang Ming place me in now? Especially after the meal that day, with the relationship with Sun Jia, the relationship between Yang Ming and I became more subtle. Is he going to give up too? Although Zhao Ying didn't want to think so, seeing the indifferent tone in Yang Ming's text message, Zhao Ying inevitably had other thoughts. This was inevitable. And once this kind of thought was born, it was difficult to eliminate it. Well, today's class will end early. The department secretary has something to tell everyone. The professor closed the notebook in front of him and then said to the students present. In many universities, the department head was in charge of teaching, and the department secretary was in charge of student records and activities. Therefore, compared to the department head, the department secretary had more opportunities to meet with everyone. This was because the tutors of each class were directly managed by the department secretary. Although the department head was in charge of teaching and not the department secretary was in charge of the archives and comments. If there was a stain on it when they graduated, they would carry it with them to work. It would be a stain on them for life. Therefore, students knew that the department head couldn't be offended. It was related to whether they could graduate successfully. The department secretary couldn't be offended. It was related to the evaluation of their entire school period. Hearing that the department secretary was coming, many students who were reading books closed the textbooks in front of them and raised their heads. The department secretary of the economics department was called Xue Xiaoping. She was a woman in her 40s. She didn't have a pedantic aura. Instead, she seemed to be open-minded and capable. Xue Xiaoping nodded to the world economics professor, indicating that he could leave after class. The professor also nodded and quickly left the classroom, leaving the podium to Xue Xiaoping. I don't need to introduce my identity. On the first day of the graduate student class, everyone knew me when I spoke. Xue Xiaoping made a long story short. Today, I am here to inform everyone of one thing. Next weekend is our economics department's annual spring outing. After the spring outing, we will organize some large enterprises to study and visit, so I don't want you to be absent for this kind of group activity. For those who didn't come today, please inform each other according to the contact network sent at the beginning of the semester. Although Xue Xiaoping said it casually, everyone knew that they had to attend this activity. Graduate students were no longer as interested in spring outings as undergraduate students. Many students who were pressed for time even thought that it would be better for them to spend their time reading and studying. However, since the department secretary had already said that they would go to the company after the spring outing, they had no choice but to go. It was very likely that they would have to write a thesis on the experience of the visit after they came back, which would be used as a basis for their semester grades. Therefore, under such circumstances, as long as they were not sick and could not get up, they would definitely go. Knowing that the main point of this trip was to learn and visit after the spring outing, no one asked where they were going to go or how they were going to play. It didn't matter to them. They could go anywhere as long as they wanted to relax. Oh, by the way, there is one more thing. The undergraduate students have strict requirements. They are not allowed to bring their boyfriend and girlfriend. However, you are graduate students, so there is no such restriction. During the spring outing, you can bring your boyfriend and girlfriend. If you have children, you can also bring your children. Xue Xiaoping said with a smile. Xue Xiaoping's words caused the students below the stage to laugh. Although marriage was allowed in the university and graduate students were allowed to have children, very few people did so. If they had a child, how could they have the time to study? However, Xue Xiaoping's open-mindedness was supported by many students. While they laughed, they also applauded and approved. If it was just a group of graduate students going on a spring outing alone, many of them would naturally feel bored and a waste of time. However, if they could bring their boyfriends or girlfriends, they would not feel bored. Instead, they would feel that it was a rare opportunity to relax. Therefore, as soon as Shui Xiaoping's suggestion came out, everyone agreed. Some of the boys who had just caught up with their girlfriends began to fantasize. They wanted to see if they could turn the spring outing into a good opportunity to do it. Looking at the lewd expressions of some of the students below, Shui Xiaoping did not expose them. She was a more open-minded person. This additional suggestion was also thought of on the spur of the moment. After she finished speaking, she saw that everyone's interest was not high, so she had a perfunctory attitude. After all, the reason why the department organized this activity was to let everyone relax while studying intensely. However, they didn't want everyone to go and come back like they were just idling around. Therefore, this decision was made on the spur of the moment. Unexpectedly, this decision was really a wise move. The students' interest was suddenly raised. They were all graduate students. There was no need to look at them like they were children. They were already adults. Shui Xiaoping would not be so old-fashioned. Well, since it seems that everyone agrees, then I won't say more. Each person can bring 2 people, 1 adult and 1 child. You can't bring more. Those who don't have children can only bring 1. Shui Xiaoping added, the school bus can't fit more than 1 person, except for those who have their own car. Ha ha ha. The students below the stage laughed again. After all, they had not heard of anyone who had children in this class. In other words, the rule was that each person could only bring 1 person. Of course, those who had cars were an exception. However, such people were few and could be ignored. Zhao Ying, in a few days, let's buy some food and supplies for the spring outing. I have a car, so it's okay for us to bring more. Fan Jinja waited for Shui Xiaoping to finish speaking, then turned back and said excitedly to Zhao Ying. He was worried that there would not be a good opportunity to get closer to Zhao Ying. If he sat around Zhao Ying in class every day, there would be no practical use. The 2 of them would still be the same, and there would be no progress at all. However, if he asked Zhao Ying to go out for a meal and play, Zhao Ying would definitely not go. This made Fan Jinja feel a little helpless. However, he felt that his opportunity had come when the department secretary suggested the spring outing. If he grasped this opportunity well, he and Zhao Ying might be able to go 1 step further. Especially when Shui Xiaoping added the suggestion that he could bring his boyfriend and girlfriend along. This made Fan Jinja feel that his chances were greater. After all, the people around him were in pairs. If Zhao Ying was alone, he would have more opportunities to accompany her. Zhao Ying frowned. When she heard Shui Xiaoping say that she could bring a boyfriend or a girlfriend, the first thing that came to her mind was, who should I bring? Yang Ming. Zhao Ying smiled bitterly. Since this activity was a unified activity of the economics department, Chen Mengyan would definitely participate. If Yang Ming wanted to go, he would accompany Chen Mengyan. Naturally, he would not accompany her. Moreover, Yang Ming had just sent a text message saying that he would be going out, so he would not be able to accompany anyone. I don't have to think about this problem at all, it seems that I still have to go alone. However, Fan Jinja's words made Zhao Ying a little uncomfortable. Zhao Ying was already tired of Fan Jinja. He would stick to her like bubble gum when he had nothing to do. No matter what she said, he would be shameless and not care. No need, I have someone to accompany me. Zhao Ying replied coldly to Fan Jinja. She must directly kill Fan Jinja's bad thoughts. Otherwise, this guy would definitely endlessly pester her. So in order to make Fan Jinja give up completely, the only way was to tell him that she had someone to accompany her and did not need him. Otherwise, no matter how much she refused, Fan Jinja would definitely follow her shamelessly. Someone to accompany you? Fan Jinja was slightly stunned, but then he said self-righteously, oh, you mean Sun Jia, right? It's okay, the 3 of us can go together. I am also very familiar with Sun Jie. No, it's my boyfriend. Zhao Ying hesitated and said affirmatively. She felt that she had to give Fan Jinja some strong medicine. Sure enough, this guy is very difficult to deal with. He knows that I have someone to accompany me, but he still insists on following me. So Zhao Ying decided to fabricate a so-called boyfriend to make Fan Jinja give up completely. Chapter 17-14. What? Fan Jinja did not expect Zhao Ying to say that her boyfriend was accompanying her. While he was stunned, he laughed. Zhao Ying, are you kidding me? Do you think I don't know if you have a boyfriend? Don't talk nonsense, hee. We just met. Zhao Ying did not expect Fan Jinja to be so shameless. She already said that she had a boyfriend, but he was still pestering her. What does this mean? Just met? How is that possible? I see that you are in school all day long. How can there be a chance? Fan Jinja wanted to say that he was pestering her from morning till night. Who else could she be in contact with other than him? However, it was not nice to say it out loud. It seemed to be belittling himself, so Fan Jinja could only use a more tactful way of saying it. We met on the internet. Is there a problem? Zhao Ying said faintly. Internet? Impossible. Stop joking. Fan Jinja did not believe Zhao Ying's words at all. He felt that Zhao Ying was just brushing him off. She even came up with the internet? Isn't this too unreliable? Could it be that Zhao Ying made up a story about finding a boyfriend from the internet because she heard that the man and woman in the elevator knew each other on the internet? Thinking of this, Fan Jinja felt that it was very possible. He was a very self-righteous person. Once he was certain that it was the truth, he would not be scared half to death by Yang Ming. Otherwise, he would not have been fooled by the two so-called masters because he believed that there was a resentful spirit on him. Why? Do you want me to show you our chat records or something? Zhao Ying was a little angry. She had seen difficult people before. Jean Gang was difficult enough when she was in number 4 high school, but she did not expect Fan Jinja to be even more difficult. Okay. Fan Jinja was sure that Zhao Ying was talking nonsense, so he agreed shamelessly. Zhao Ying was a little speechless. Originally, this sentence was meant to let him back out, but she did not expect Fan Jinja to ask to see the chat records. Zhao Ying finally understood what it meant by the world was big and anything was possible. Take a look then. Zhao Ying was also very annoyed. She took out her phone from her pocket and opened the chat history between her and "There's no true love in this world." She showed the sentence, "There's no true love in this world," called her wife, in front of Fan Jinja. Look carefully, do you see it? This. Fan Jinja saw that the netizen, "There's no true love in this world," really called Zhao Ying his wife. However, he still hoped that this was a suitor of Zhao Ying who deliberately called her that to take advantage of her. He was not really Zhao Ying's boyfriend, so he said, "This is just what he called you." You didn't call him that. How does this count? Then, do you need me to call him now? Zhao Ying really didn't know what to say to Fan Jinja. Is there such a person in the world? There really was one, okay. Fan Jinja nodded. Zhao Ying really wanted to smash the phone on Fan Jinja's head, but she was not so impulsive. She gritted her teeth and directly typed on the chat window, "Husband, we are going on a spring outing next weekend. I can bring a family member. Can you come with me?" After typing, Zhao Ying clicked send and sent it directly. Fan Jinja was really dumbfounded. He knew that Zhao Ying would not say such things to a stranger. Since she said so, the two of them must have developed to a certain extent. However, he still didn't give up. He wondered if Zhao Ying had set the phone to an offline state. Or turned off the phone's internet function. So that the message could not be sent? Well, it's very possible. Fan Jinja thought to himself, then I'll wait and see if your netizen can reply to you. If he doesn't reply, it can prove that your message was not sent at all. Zhao Ying saw that Fan Jinja was still looking at her phone and did not turn back. She asked with some disgust, "You have seen it. Why are you still looking at it?" "I want to see what your boyfriend replied to you." "What if he doesn't have time?" Fan Jinja wanted to say what if it was a fake message. But he did not dare to say it. He was afraid that Zhao Ying would be angry. So, he changed his words. Anyway, the purpose was the same. He just had to wait and see. "Then you can wait and see." Zhao Ying put the phone on the table, but she was a little nervous. There's no true love in this world. Is he not free? Is he not next to the computer? Will he reject me? I call him husband. Will he be stupid enough to reply and ask what is going on? If he replies and asks what is going on, then it will be embarrassing. If Fan Jinja sees it, he will definitely pester me even more. But, do I really want a netizen to accompany me to the spring outing? Then, if I meet him, won't we become friends in real life, just like the couple in the elevator? What if he wants to continue to develop a relationship with me after we meet? Zhao Ying's mind was in a mess. Although Zhao Ying was a little moved by "there's no true love in this world," she was only moved. She thought that it was a kind of substitute feeling similar to Yang Ming, but it had not developed to the point of meeting a netizen. Zhao Ying sent this message and made this decision today because Fan Jinja was forced to do so. Zhao Ying was a little regretful for her impulse, but she was also a little excited. She did something that she usually did not dare to do, meet a netizen. Under rational circumstances, Zhao Ying would never do this, but she was too impulsive today. She was a little reckless. Zhao Ying's thoughts were running wild, and the phone on the table vibrated twice. Apparently, she had received a reply from "there's no true love in this world." Yang Ming returned to the computer after calling his parents. He was about to check the location of the Douglas Vast Hotel in Las Vegas when he saw Zhao Ying's message, "Husband, we are going on a spring outing next weekend. I can bring one family member. Can you come with me?" "Huh?" Yang Ming looked at the computer screen in surprise. "My computer is not infected, right?" This was Yang Ming's first thought, because Zhao Ying's words were too shocking. She actually called me husband? Yang Ming looked at the following words. "Spring outing this weekend, bring one family member." Could it be that Zhao Ying sent it wrongly? But it can't be. There are only two people that Zhao Ying can call husband. One is Yang Ming, and the other is "there's no true love in this world." I don't have any friends of the opposite sex that I have a good relationship with. What does this Zhao Ying mean? Could it be that there is a deeper meaning? Thinking of this, Yang Ming wanted to reply to a message to ask Zhao Ying what was going on. However, just as he typed a few words, Yang Ming pressed the delete button. No, Zhao Ying did not have a reason. There was definitely no reason for her to say this. Yang Ming knew that Zhao Ying was a conservative girl. How could she randomly find someone to call husband? If Zhao Ying was so open and popular, then he did not have to wait until now to get close to her on the internet. He would have pushed her down on that night last year. Although "there's no true love in this world" was very familiar with Zhao Ying, and there was a little ambiguity, there was still a big gap from husband. As a result, there was only one possibility that Yang Ming could think of, which was that Zhao Ying had to say this for some reason. Moreover, she also hoped that he could give her a definite answer. Otherwise, she couldn't say things in such detail in one sentence. When he chatted with her before, she would say it sentence by sentence. For example, this sentence, "Husband, we are going to spring outing next weekend. We can bring one family member. Can you accompany me?" She would definitely break it down and say, "Are you free next weekend? We are organizing a spring outing. We can bring one person. If you are free, then can you accompany me?" She didn't use such a comprehensive way to express her meaning in a super long sentence. The super long sentence had a bit of a commanding tone. However, it also hinted to Yang Ming that she needed a definite answer. No matter what the reason was for Zhao Ying to send this message, Yang Ming decided to cooperate with her first because Zhao Ying would definitely explain afterward. Chapter 17:15. Since he had already guessed that Zhao Ying might have sent this message for some special reason, Yang Ming naturally had to cooperate with her. So, Yang Ming did not ask much and directly replied with a text message, "Okay. Dear, are you done with your class?" Zhao Ying glanced at Yang Ming's reply, and a slight smile appeared at the corner of her mouth. It seems that there's no true love in this world, is not a big fool. In this situation, he did not ask anything and directly responded. Obviously, he should have guessed that I am in an awkward situation now. My boyfriend replied to the text message. Do you want to see it? Zhao Ying asked Fan Jinja, who was waiting with his eyes wide open. And, let me see. Fan Jinja nodded solemnly. The phone vibrated. It might not be a reply from QQ. Maybe it was a text message. Zhao Ying was used to Fan Jinja's shamelessness, so she was too lazy to talk to him. She pushed the phone in front of him. See it yourself. Fan Jinja saw that Zhao Ying was so quick to see it himself. He guessed that it was most likely a message from Zhao Ying's so-called online boyfriend. But even if he sent it, the content was not certain. Maybe he did not have time and would not go. So, Fan Jinja took Zhao Ying's phone without hesitation. He was dumbfounded at first glance. This online boyfriend agreed without even thinking about it. Obviously, the two people had already met in real life, and they might have met many times. Otherwise, it was impossible for the other party to agree without asking anything. Moreover, seeing how the other party addressed Zhao Ying, it was obvious that he was used to it. He even knew that Zhao Ying was in class now. Obviously, the two had a close relationship and knew what each other was doing. Damn. No wonder Zhao Ying was angry when I said that online dating was unreliable when I got off the elevator. It turns out that she is in an online relationship herself. Fan Jinja's face was pale. He didn't expect that a netizen would beat him to it after pursuing it for so long without any results. Why did Zhao Ying like this kind of thing? If he had known earlier, he would have tried every possible means to find out Zhao Ying's QQ number and then communicate with her online. From the looks of it, Zhao Ying has already confirmed a relationship with that online man. If he wanted to insert himself again, it would be somewhat difficult. Zhao Ying, we are all classmates. Let me give you a piece of advice. Don't dislike it. Honest advice is unpleasant to the ears. Fan Jinja suppressed his anger and pretended to be kind. Do you know? Online dating was still unreliable. We don't know each other very well. Do you know what he does? How is your family? Have you personally inspected it? None of them, right? That's why I'm telling you, you have to be careful. There are so many scammers out there. Haven't you seen that gang on TV? They are all emotional scams. When the time comes, it will be too late to regret if you cheat money and sex. Moreover, you have also seen that person's online name is "There's no true love in this world." He is obviously a person who doesn't take feelings seriously. He is an emotional scammer. How can you still be in contact with such a person? Thank you for your reminder, but we have already met each other's parents. Zhao Ying said faintly, you don't have to worry about it. As for the online name, there are all kinds of names. Do you still believe in this? Tomorrow, there will be a person whose online name is Martian. Do you also believe that he is from Mars? Ah. I see. Fan Jinja was choked by Zhao Ying's words and didn't know what to say. He smiled awkwardly, I'm just being kind. I don't mean anything else. I know, so thank you. Zhao Ying nodded and said. Since things had already come to this point, Fan Jinja couldn't shamelessly turn his head and say anything to Zhao Ying. There was no reason to do so. He could only turn back and feel a little depressed. He thought that Zhao Ying must have found this male online friend during the time when he wasn't in school. Otherwise, why didn't he hear about him before? Moreover, when he was pursuing Zhao Ying, she didn't reveal that she had a boyfriend. With Zhao Ying's character, if she had a boyfriend at that time, she would definitely use this as a reason to reject him directly. Since Zhao Ying didn't do so at that time, Fan Jinja thought that Zhao Ying had just met this boyfriend recently. Thinking of this, Fan Jinja began to complain about Yang Ming in his heart again. If it weren't for the so-called resentful spirit fabricated by Yang Ming, would he have been cooped up at home for such a long time? Just because he didn't go out, Zhao Ying got to know other people. Fan Jinja felt that if he had been by Zhao Ying's side all the time, Zhao Ying would never have had the chance to meet any online friends. Maybe with his hard work and persistence, he would have won the heart of a beauty. Yang Ming, I will never let you go. Just you wait, I will definitely ruin your reputation. Fan Jinja thought fiercely. When Fan Jinja was talking to Zhao Ying, the pockmarked face girl next to him, Li Xiaomei, had been paying attention to Fan Jinja's movements. When she heard what he said to Zhao Ying, Li Xiaomei immediately understood that Fan Jinja's target was not her, but Zhao Ying, who was behind her. Li Xiaomei was annoyed. You don't like me, but you still sit next to me. Are you playing me like a monkey? Why don't you sit behind me? However, Li Xiaomei was not stupid. She obviously guessed that Fan Jinja must have asked to sit behind, but Zhao Ying refused, so he settled for the next best thing and sat next to her. Thinking of this, Li Xiaomei's face turned cold. She said sarcastically to Fan Jinja, okay, she already has a boyfriend. Don't waste your time. It's not easy to be a third party. Hearing Li Xiaomei's words, Fan Jinja's face sank. He wondered how he offended this deskmate. Weren't we having a good chat before? Although I was a little impatient with her questions, I didn't neglect her. Why did she suddenly fire at me? I didn't offend you, right? What do you mean by this? Student Li Xiaomei? Fan Jinja followed the principle of a good man not fighting with a woman, especially in front of Zhao Ying. He didn't want to argue with this Li Xiaomei. So, although he was angry, he still held it in and asked calmly. Nothing. I just want to tell you not to destroy other people's happiness. She already has a boyfriend. Why are you still unwilling to give up? Do you want to hang yourself on a tree? Li Xiaomei said faintly. Fan Jinja was not stupid. At this moment, when he recalled Li Xiaomei's attitude towards him before and after, as well as her sarcastic words, Fan Jinja understood that Li Xiaomei had taken a fancy to him. When she saw him sitting next to her, she thought that he had also taken a fancy to her. Fan Jinja was speechless when he thought of this. He thought, why don't you take a look at what you look like? Your face is like a big steamed bun. Even the mistress I used to have is several times prettier than you. You are even more different from Zhao Ying. Why would I take a fancy to you? However, after knowing Li Xiaomei's thoughts, Fan Jinja couldn't say anything more, lest this woman said something more unpleasant out of jealousy. He could only reluctantly say, I know. Now that class is over, I have to go. Can you let me out? Go. Just go. What's the big deal? You don't like me, but I don't like you either. You're just a gigolo. What's so great about you? Li Xiaomei sneered, stood up, and made space for Fan Jinja to go out. Fan Jinja didn't wait for Zhao Ying. He knew that whatever he did now was meaningless. He would only have an opportunity to take advantage of it after Zhao Ying completely gave up on that internet guy. How can I make Zhao Ying give up on, there's no true love in this world? Fan Jinja couldn't find a good way for a while, but now that he knew that, there's no true love in this world, would also participate in the spring outing next weekend, he would act according to the circumstances. It would be best if he could do something that Zhao Ying disliked and ruin his reputation. Then, Zhao Ying would naturally not be able to be with him anymore. With my high IQ, can't I deal with an internet guy? Fan Jinja thought conceitedly. Didn't I manage my own company well even though I grew up from a young age? Fan Jinja had forgotten the pain after the scar healed. He didn't remember who was the one who was fooled to the point that he didn't even dare to leave his house. He was fooled by two immortal masters to the point where he couldn't find the north and south, and wasted a lot of money for nothing. Chapter 17-16. Zhao Ying, who returned home from school, looked at the house that Yang Ming bought for her and sighed slightly. Fan Jinja forced her to make a decision today, which meant that her relationship with Yang Ming had basically come to an end. She had no reason to live in this house anymore. The house that she used to live in with Wang Xiaoyan had been cancelled. Where else could she live now? Zhao Ying could indeed live in Wang Xiaoyan's house, and Wang Xiaoyan often invited her to live there. However, now that she knew about the relationship between Wang Xiaoyan and Yang Ming, she couldn't live there anymore. If she still maintained her current relationship with Yang Ming, there would be no problem. The key was that if she had another boyfriend, it would be difficult to tell Wang Xiaoyan. When Yang Ming went to Wang Xiaoyan's house, it would be very awkward. Therefore, Zhao Ying wanted to find a house for herself to live in. This community was relatively close to the school. If she inquired nearby, there should be a place for rent, right? However, Zhao Ying's first thing at the moment was to explain what had just happened to "There's no true love in this world" on the internet. Zhao Ying used the computer to log into QQ and send a message to "There's no true love in this world, are you there?" Yes. Yang Ming knew that Zhao Ying must have asked something before, so he had been waiting by the computer for Zhao Ying to speak again. He also checked the specific address of the Douglas Vast Hotel in Las Vegas. "I didn't scare you before, right?" Zhao Ying hesitated and asked. It was not easy for her to explain, and she didn't know where to start. "No, you must have encountered something, so you said that, right?" Yang Ming replied with a message. "Yeah, a classmate of mine, who is very annoying, wanted to go with me during the spring outing. I had no choice, so I told him that I had a boyfriend. In the end, he didn't believe me, so I sent you a message. I didn't expect you to reply in time. He finally believed me." Zhao Ying sent 2 messages in one breath. Just as Yang Ming had expected, Zhao Ying would always break a sentence into several sentences. This was also a modern chatting habit. She would say one sentence at a time instead of saying it all in one breath. "I see. I thought you were really inviting me to go on a spring outing with you. I was so happy." Yang Ming deliberately teased. In fact, Yang Ming was very clear that Zhao Ying would not suddenly change her attitude towards him. "Of course, I'm really inviting you." Zhao Ying continued, "At that time, my classmate will definitely follow me. If you don't go, he naturally won't believe it." From Zhao Ying's words, Yang Ming had probably guessed who the person Zhao Ying was talking about was. The one who pursued Zhao Ying crazily in school was Fan Jinja. This kid was fooled by me last time, but he returned to normal so quickly. I thought he would have to hide at home for a year or so before coming out. However, did Zhao Ying really invite me to go on a spring outing with her? This made Yang Ming a little surprised. I always felt that my progress with Zhao Ying was not obvious. Now, suddenly, by chance, Zhao Ying was forced by Fan Jinja to invite me to go on a spring outing with her. Is this a blessing in disguise? Should I thank Fan Jinja? Yang Ming was a little dumbfounded, but he was happy that he had made progress with Zhao Ying. "Alright, since you've invited me, how can I not go?" Yang Ming replied straightforwardly. "It would only take 3 to 5 days for me to deal with Zhang Bin's matter. It wouldn't take too long at all. I should be able to come back next weekend. And, then, do we need to meet first? We don't know each other yet." Zhao Ying was a little hesitant. After all, this was her first time meeting with a netizen in real life. Although they had known each other for a long time, and their relationship was very solid, Zhao Ying still felt that it was a little abrupt for them to go on a spring outing directly. It was better to meet first, communicate, and then talk about the future. What if we only get along well on the internet, but are not suitable for each other in real life. What if I find out that I don't like him, but the person I like is Yang Ming? So, Zhao Ying was a little troubled. There's no need, right? Don't make it so serious. It's just a spring outing. You don't have to have any psychological burden. I won't ask you to do anything immediately. Although I call you my wife on the internet, we are still friends in real life. I understand this. Yang Ming probably guessed Zhao Ying's thoughts, so he comforted her. Moreover, I understand what you mean. Don't you want me to pretend to be your boyfriend so that your pursuer will give up? Don't worry. I'm good at this. I'm a professional boyfriend impersonator. I'm a professional at impersonating other people's boyfriends. Yang Ming continued. Yang Ming's words were not made up casually, but it was the truth. Take Zhao Ying for example, he had already impersonated her once. Zhao Ying didn't expect, there's no true love in this world, to guess her thoughts immediately. Although she was a little embarrassed, she was also happy for, there's no true love in this world's understanding. Since he said so, then I won't be pretentious. Anyway, although we have met, I will first treat him as an ordinary friend. Then, I will consider whether to continue the relationship. Then we will contact each other again. Zhao Ying was now a little upset in her heart. She didn't want to say too much, so she hurriedly ended the conversation. We will contact each other again. Yang Ming didn't say too much. Everything could be communicated naturally when the two met. Yang Ming asked Bao Sanli to book the latest flight ticket. The results soon came out. It was at 12:00 tonight. It flew from Donghai International Airport to Capital International Airport, and then flew directly to Las Vegas. Brother Yang, the time and flight number of the electronic ticket have been sent to your mobile phone. Shall I send you tonight? Bao Sanli's phone call came along with the short message of the ticket information. Let Wang Lin send me tonight. You don't have to go. He can do this kind of small thing. Yang Ming smiled and said, you are now considered to have ended your career as my driver. Don't say that. I am envious of little Wang. I still want to continue to drive for Brother Yang. Bao Sanli also smiled and said, Brother Yang, is there anything wrong this time? Do you need our help? It's nothing. Zhang Bin lost money in gambling. I will deal with it. Yang Ming said simply, it's not a big deal. That's good. Then, I will inform little Wang and let him pick you up later? Asked Bao Sanli. Okay, you tell him. Yang Ming agreed. Little Wang arrived at the door of Yang Ming's villa at 4:00 in the evening. Yang Ming's original plan was to leave at 6:00. It would take 2 hours to reach Donghai and 1 hour to reach the airport. After a while, he would board the plane at about 11:00. However, little Wang was afraid that there would be a traffic jam on the highway, so he came 2 hours earlier. Yang Ming thought about it and agreed. The plane was better to be early than late, so he packed his luggage and got in the car. When he left, Chen Mengyan and the others were still at school. Yang Ming didn't wait for them. He sent them a text message to tell them that he was going out, then he instructed little Wang to rush to Donghai Airport. After little Wang returned from the Immortal Resort, Yang Ming didn't look for him. He was very idle every day and always wondered why Yang Ming didn't look for him. Although most people now knew that Yang Ming wouldn't easily replace little Wang since he used him, they didn't think that he was neglected every day. On the contrary, everyone understood that Yang Ming had now given the position of chairman to Jing Xiaolu. Now, he was basically an idle person, so naturally, there wouldn't be too many things to do. But even so, these people wouldn't despise little Wang. Although Yang Ming wasn't the chairman, he was no different from the chairman. Didn't Jing Xiaolu still have to listen to Yang Ming? Today, Bao Sanli called and told little Wang to send Yang Ming to the airport at night. Little Wang hurriedly and excitedly went to buy a car first, then rushed to Yang Ming's villa. He even cancelled his appointment to eat with little Rant's family. Chapter 1717. Of course, Little Ran's family and Little Ran wouldn't say anything. When they heard that Little Wang was sending the boss to the airport, they all took the initiative to cancel the dinner. They also told Little Wang that work was more important, and he could eat with his family every day. Although this was true, Little Wang was deeply moved. It wasn't like this when he was in the security team. Not to mention that work delayed family dinners. Even if he worked overtime, Little Ran's parents would complain when they heard it. He was earning only 2.5 cents, yet he still had to work overtime. This difference between before and after made Little Wang cherish his hard-earned job even more. Previously, he drove the company's car to the resort once. Although Yang Ming didn't say anything after seeing it, Little Wang had made up his mind after he came back. He would never use the company's car for his personal matters again. Xiao Ran understood this very well. She told her parents, and they agreed. After all, with Xiao Wang's current monthly salary, taking a taxi was not a big deal. "Brother Yang, are we going directly to the airport now?" Little Wang helped Yang Ming put the luggage in the trunk of the car. After Yang Ming got in the car, he asked respectfully. Yang Ming's carry-on luggage was just a backpack. There were 2 sets of clothes and a laptop in it. For this trip, Yang Ming didn't need to bring too many things. He wasn't going out to play. He just needed to bring some necessities. Moreover, as long as he had money, he could buy whatever he lacked directly. On the highway, as Little Wang expected, there was a long queue not long after. Little Wang got out of the car and inquired. It turned out that 3 large trucks were involved in a serial accident. Not only were the trucks seriously damaged, but the goods were also scattered all over the ground. It seemed that it would take a long time for the highway to be reopened. Yang Ming was rushing to catch a plane, so Little Wang had no choice but to turn the car around and go back from the highway. Fortunately, the cars on this side of the highway were waiting in line, so it wasn't dangerous. Little Wang drove back from the emergency lane on the side. Of course, this was also the premise that they were just on the highway. If they went too far, it would be difficult to come back. Some drivers who were waiting looked at Little Wang's car with some surprise. Although in the current situation, going back to the toll booth from the highway in the reverse direction was the best solution, this highway from Songjiang to Donghai was newly built this year. From here, they could still take another old road. Although the road was bumpy and rugged, there were relatively fewer trucks. After this road was opened, the old road was rarely blocked. However, going back in the reverse direction, could they get out of the toll station? Little Wang's license plate was not a special number, but Yang Ming let Bao Sanli choose a license plate randomly. He wanted to be low-key, like his own BMW, which was a bit too flashy. Most of these drivers also knew some special car numbers, but they didn't find any that matched Xiao Wang's car, so they were a little surprised. A taxi driver kindly reminded him, "Brother, you can't get out of the toll booth if you drive in the wrong direction. You might even get fined. You should line up." "I can't help it. My boss is in a hurry to catch a plane. I can only get off." Little Wang smiled and nodded to the driver. "Thank you." When the driver heard that they were in a hurry to catch a plane, he knew their anxious mood. Anyway, they could just get off at the highway intersection. They could leave the car here and be punished. They couldn't delay their business, right? Sure enough, when they arrived at the entrance of the toll station, Little Wang's car was stopped. The toll station administrator also informed the traffic police on duty nearby to come over. Although Little Wang's car number was nothing, there was a set of documents and a pass for the money transport car that Bao Sanli got for him. Little Wang thought that the traffic police would give him face when they saw it, but he didn't expect the traffic police to not buy it. This pass was issued by the city police station, but it was used on the money transport car. When the traffic police saw that Little Wang's car was an Audi A8, he obviously thought that Little Wang was the kind of person who got the pass privately through connections. After all, this car model couldn't be used to transport money. When Little Wang returned to the car with a bitter face, he carefully complained to Yang Ming, "Brother Yang, I'm sorry. I thought it was fine. As a result, I messed up the important matter. The traffic police won't let me go." Yang Ming didn't know whether to laugh or cry. However, when little Wang wanted to go in the wrong direction, Yang Ming didn't stop him, so this matter couldn't be blamed on little Wang. Although little Wang might have wanted some privileges, his purpose was not to miss the plane. So Yang Ming just nodded. "We have reached the highway intersection. I will ask Xiaolu to send me. Then, do I need to ask Brother Bao to see if he can find someone?" Little Wang said embarrassedly. "No need. Just punish as you should. After all, you have violated the rules. It's not wrong for them to punish you. How much is the fine? Ask Xiaolu to report it for you." Yang Ming waved his hand. It wasn't worth it to look for little Wang because of this. "Okay. Thank you, Brother Yang." Little Wang knew that even if he apologized now, it would be useless. Yang Ming really didn't seem to blame him, so little Wang was relieved. "I really did a bad thing with good intentions." Little Wang took the driver's license from the car and got out to wait for the traffic police to issue a ticket. Going in the wrong direction here would probably cause the car to be impounded. Moreover, the traffic police suspected that his pass was fake, so they had to verify it with the police station. Yang Ming got out of the car and walked in the direction of the entrance of the highway with little Wang. Little Wang walked to the police car parked on the side, and Yang Ming called Jing Xiaolu while walking. Not long after the phone was dialed, Jing Xiaolu hung up. Yang Ming frowned. Jing Xiaolu rarely didn't answer his call. What happened this time? Just when Yang Ming was puzzled, Jing Xiaolu sent a text message, "I am in the company. I am holding a middle-level leadership meeting. I will call back to you later." Yang Ming was slightly stunned after reading the text message. He was a little dumbfounded. Jing Xiaolu was now the company's chairman, but he hadn't adjusted her position in his memory. He still thought that she was a student who had nothing to do. It was natural for him to want her to send him. Now, it seemed that Jing Xiaolu had become a busy person. Yang Ming shook his head and was about to call Bao Sanli to send him over, but his eyes casually watched little Wang go to the traffic police to accept the punishment. Yang Ming's eyes suddenly fell on a cheetah SUV parked next to the traffic police car. It was now starting up. Yang Ming stuffed the phone into his pocket, picked up his backpack, and chased after the cheetah SUV. The cheetah SUV had already started and was accelerating, but Yang Ming's motor nerves were so developed. He caught up with the cheetah SUV in a few steps. Yang Ming began to violently knock on the trunk door of the cheetah SUV. Little Wang was stunned, and the traffic police on duty was also stunned. Yang Ming was with little Wang, so the traffic police on duty naturally knew. When he saw Yang Ming coming over together, he didn't think much, but suddenly he saw Yang Ming frantically knocking on his leader's door. This person, what is he doing? Is it because I punished his driver, so he is going to find trouble with my leader in anger? But, how could anyone find trouble with his leader so easily? Although the traffic police on duty didn't personally experience it, the rumors of this leader were already well known. Xia Shui had just been promoted to the deputy chief of the police station. Chen Fei removed his substitute name and became the chief of the police station. Naturally, there was a vacant deputy chief position, and Xia Shui took it. Xia Shui was able to sit in the position of deputy chief at a young age. It had a certain relationship with her always solving major cases. Of course, it couldn't be separated from her background. Xia Shui knew that her family's influence was behind this, and her several credits could be said to be given by Yang Ming for free. Xia Shui was a member of the family and knew her own matters. She knew very well how she became the deputy chief. Although outsiders envied her good luck, there was no voice of dissent in the police station. After all, Xia Shui's promotion was based on real merits. Of course, there were many people who speculated about her background, but if she had both ability and background, everyone often ignored her background. What's more, Xia Shui's background was only speculation and suspicion. No one really knew who Xia Shui's backer was. Compared to the depression when she first entered the crime squad a year ago, Xia Shui now had shown the confidence of a strong woman. But even so, she knew that her real ability was actually not so powerful. You're tuning into the Romantic Tales YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.